The man at mid-on can score, none for none. 3 deliveries, the 3 dot ball so far. It is right to bowl to Lewis. Lewis is looking for expansive drive outside the line of the off stump. Doesn't make contact. Right, coming left arm around the wicket between umpire and stumps. Bowling to Lewis, comes along, bowl to Lewis. Lewis is hitting the one across the line. Not out, says the umpire. Jack Webster says that one is going down the leg side. 2 men out of the 30-yard circle. The extra cover on the boundary and the long off. We have mid-on, mid-off, extra cover. Here is right to bowl to Lewis. Lewis is again looking to drive. This one peels off the inner portion, goes down to short backward square. The over coming to an end. At the end of over number 1, it is 1-1 for no loss. As I said, welcome to the man in the seat next to me, the man Kelsick.
Yes, good afternoon, listeners. And it's overcast conditions here at the Webster Park in the match between Razor Massive and the Beamers. Very good over there from the left arm, right from the Central Polyclinic end. So one day appeal went up, but clearly from my point of view here, that one was missing leg stump by a long way. But so far, cricket here at the park, folks, we're inviting you to come because there'll be no cricket tomorrow. So please come on out and watch this match between Beamers and Razor Massive.
Beamers and Massive. It's going to be Ashan Hodge who's going to be taking up the attack from this commentator's booth end. So welcome to those who are taking our coverage, be it on Radio Anguilla. If you're streaming on live stream, Charles 54, we are happy to have you with us. It's Ashan Hodge, mid-on, mid-off, extra cover, regulation cover, backward point, 3rd man on the boundary, slip, fine leg on the boundary, a man at a short mid-wicket, and as we watch Ashan Hodge runs away to bowl to Lewis, passes the umpire, bowl to Lewis. Lewis is getting one that is crashing through the offside, runs here. You can almost give up that chase now. You can save your leg. It was wide. Warm-up ball, and Lewis says, thank you very much, much appreciated. It's a pre-Anguilla day gift, and I will accept it. And so Lewis goes on to 5. That's a beautiful shot.
Beautiful shot indeed, outside the off stump, and he said, yes, thank you. That's right, John. And they cracked it into the offside for 4. Lovely runs. And we see now that the man is dropping back to the boundary.
Yes, so final has come up. Here is Ashan Hodge. Right arm over the wicket. Passes umpire Calvin Hughes. Bowl to Lewis. Again wide outside the line of the off stump. Looking for an expansive shot. They're just looking to run it past backward point. Doesn't make contact. And was luckily not to call a wide.
Yes, he is. Because from our vantage point here, we can see, but umpire Calvin Hughes is right out there. So he sees everything.
Yes, he's spot on. Here is Ashan Hodge with number 18 in right, written on the red jersey. Runs away to bowl to Lewis. Lewis to this delivery is driving in the air, peeling off the outer portion of the bat. Goes down to 3rd man, gets 1. Total moves on to 6. And all 6 runs to Lewis. Bringing Mentos, the hard hitting all around on strike. Was in Mentos. Takes his guard from umpire Calvin Hughes. Standing at a square leg is umpire Jack Webster. It's the Beamers winning the toss, choosing to bat against the Razor Massive. Razor Massive. Both teams coming off defeat. Razor Massive would have lost to the Pointers. The Beamers so far yet to win a game. Playing 2, losing both 2 games, losing to the Foreign Stars and to Pointers. Here is Ashan Hodge, runs away from us to bowl to Mentos. Mentos is coming forward, getting this one off the inside edge, looking for a single, and Mentos was guilty there of ball watching. And the man at fine leg, Fungi, came in and said, oh no, there is not going to be a run here. Michael was 3/4 of the way. He ran 1.5, and Mentos say, I'm not moving from here.
One of the things in cricket, as you know, John, is that is the non-striker's call.
Indeed. Here is Ashan, who aborts his run. Dead ball call and signal by the umpire. Umpire Calvin Hughes.
Yes, John, as I was saying, one of the basics in cricket with two batsmen, if the ball is behind your back, it's a non-striker's call, and that was clearly a run.
Yes, it was. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Mentos. Mentos is getting one on the pads. This time he's going to get off the mark. Plays it to the wide of the man that mid-wicket comes around field. Mentos is off the mark. He's on 1. The total is on to 7. 7 for no loss. In the course of over number 2, Ashan Hodge, with those black sleeves, walks back to the top of his mark. It's very, very overcast. No immediate chat of rain. And there is a field change as we see Lewis is on strike. The third man is being asked to go back on the boundary, and the mid-off is asked to come up on the 30-yard circle. So the 2 men out. And this is the power play, the extra cover, and the third man. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Lewis. Lewis is driving straight back to Ashan Hodge. Caught and bowl. Job done for Ashan Hodge. Lewis guilty there of looking to play wrong in his pad. He was falling over. His legs went absolutely nowhere. The bat came forward. Ball straight back to Ashan Hodge. Low down. And in his follow-through, he said, thank you very much. I will accept that. I gave you a gift. Now you need to give me one. And graciously accepted. Ashan Hodge strikes first blood.
A very good catch indeed, John. The ball was very low to his, straight back at him, and it was low, and he went down and he took a very good return catch. And as you said there, John, he was guilty. He was guilty of trying to play the ball around. Just coming forward and just pushing the bat. A full-blooded drive, I am sure Ashan would have jumped out of the way, but unfortunately, straight back at the ball at low, and he took a very good catch indeed. So there we have Razor Massive and Ashan Hodge in his first over, striking first blood, and first wicket going down for the Beamers.
So, new batsman is Sanders. Sanders joins Mentos. End of over number 2. Number 3 coming up is going to be Wright, who's going to be continuing from the Central Polyclinic end. Coming left arm between umpire and stumps. Mentos takes his guard from umpire Jack Webster. Sorry. Remembering that great wicket keeper from Australia. Here is Wright to bowl to Webster, bowl to Mentos. Mentos is hitting this one, true backward point. They've gone for one. This could go close to the fence. In fact, it goes into the boundary now. That goes away for 4. That's a lovely shot. It was short. It stood up. And Mentos, being a big man that he is, oh, that was a lovely shot, true backward point.
Very good shot indeed. Very good shot. And it raced it way. And the man there from the extra cover boundary was coming across to his left. But unfortunately, the ball beat him into the boundary. Very good shot indeed here from Mentos.
Yes, one thing you'll know about this James Ronald Webster Park, it is a very, very fast outfield. And a change of field now. It is Ashan Hodge who has gone on that extra cover boundary and asking Ferguson to take up his position on the edge of the circle. It is the sirens that you're hearing. It's not a no ball, but that is the siren of the ambulance passing by. Right, to bowl to Mentos. Mentos is going back and dabbing this one to the left of the man at short third. Can't stop the single. Mentos move on by 1 to 6, and the total moves on by 1 to 12. Brings Sanders in strike for the first time to right.
Tell me something there, John. Is that fungi there?
It is. It is. Well, fungi's and all around there. I'm not sure if he can take up his residency in Stony Ground after playing against them this evening. He's a groundsman. He plays for Island Harbour. Oh, well, somebody say it is a matter of franchise cricket. It's not a matter of where you're from. Here is right to bowl to Sanders. Bowl to Sanders. Sanders said, oh, has to hurry on that one. That one kept low. It hurried on. Oh, that's a quicker, faster ball from right. And had to come down hard on it. No run resulting. Ashan Hodge in attendance. Good looking bit of cricket there. Here is right to bowl to Sanders. Bowl to Sanders. Sanders is coming back and again dabbing this one down to a deep extra cover boundary. Fungi comes off the boundary, sends the return to right in a very uncomfortable manner. Stops it. Sanders is off the mark. And it's total on to 13. 13 for no loss. Here. 13 for 1, sorry. Here is right to go to Mentos. At the end of over number 3, that is, no, there's one ball remaining in the over. 13 for 1. Losing wickets at 7. Here is right. Oh, this one was wide and really not taking advantage of that one at all. That was Mentos. He didn't have to hit that one hard. He could have just come forward and stroke it through that gap to the right of deep extra cover. He didn't do that. He looked for the big shot. Ball, and it was not time. In the end, he gets just 1. He moves on to 7. The total with him is Saunders. He's on 1. And at the end of over number 3, in his Beamer is winning the toss, choosing to bat. They're 14 for 1.
Slow going here, but steady. Losing the first wicket there in the first over from Ashan Hodge. And the Beamers, they're now going to try to regroup. And John, the last match we saw here with Saunders. Saunders was batting very well. And something similar to what happened just a while ago. Instead of watching the fielder, the batsman at the other end was watching the ball. And he got run out.
Yes. Can't be ball watching. You only watch the ball onto your bat. When you play it, you have to trust your partner.
That's right. That's what it says. The laws of the game says the non-striker, the ball is behind your back.
Yeah,
it's calling.
Yes.
Does the calling, and that's what happened a while ago. He called Mentos for the single. Mentos refused, and there was a misfield included also. But it's the game of cricket, folks.
It is indeed.
The game of glorious uncertainties.
Indeed. Here is Ashan Hodge. Moves away to bowl to Mentos. Big man. Mentos going back, rocked on the pad. That one not out, says the umpire. Seemed to be jumping high. Yes, seemed to be going over the top. And also may have been slipping down the leg side as well. Ashan Hodge bowling over the wicket, getting the ball to come back with natural angle, going down the leg side. Mentos stops away, waits for Ashan Hodge as he turns, walks and breaks into a hop, then into his run, passes the umpire, ball to Mentos. Mentos is driving, looking for a single. We'll get that one too. Running on the shot. Total moves on by 1 to 15, and Mentos is on to 8. Mentos is on 8. Beamers winning the toss, choosing to bat without their captain, Lindell Richardson, today. Shaka Hodge will have to do the honors and show that he is locked in somewhere where he is. Will keep himself updated. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Saunders. Moves away from us to bowl to Saunders. So Saunders to this delivery is looking to whip this one off the pad. Doesn't make contact. Ball coming off the pad and gets 1. Total moves on to 16. Extras onto 1. 16 for no loss. 16 for 1, sorry. I don't want to give them back that wicket, but it's 16 for 1. At the end of over number 1, it was 1. Here is Ashan Hodge to bowl to Mentos. Bowl to Mentos. Mentos to this delivery is playing through backward point. Hesitated. And the fielder could not pick it up cleanly. Mentos could have been in some trouble. But luckily for him, the fielder was unable to pick up that one cleanly.
John Deere again, if you observe Mentos, he's ball watching.
Very much
Saunders
so.
Called him quickly. And he hesitated.
Was always around. The fielder had to move to his right. Here is Ashawn Hodge to bowl to Saunders. Bowl to Saunders. Saunders to this delivery. He's driving nicely up to the mid-off. He's only going to get one. Not looking for power, just looking to time it, get his eye in. Saunders moves on to 2, and the total moves on to 18. 18 for no loss. 18 for 1. It's 18 for 1. It's Ashawn Hodge coming to the close of over number 4. Moves away to bowl to Mentos. Mentos is looking for again coming across. There is runs here. 1. Did that come off the pad or the inside edge? Or the pad says the umpire. Total moves on to 19. The end of over number 4. And at the end of 4 overs, it is 19. 19 for 1. You're going to hear some comments there from the man Kelsick, and the next voice you're going to hear, it's that of the man Doc.
Yes, another good over there from Ashawn Hodge. And we see there that the Beamers just going slowly along. 4 overs for 18 runs. Not bad at this moment, losing just the 1 wicket. And let me say good afternoon to the man, Doc.
Yes, good afternoon, Kelsick. And at the end of 4 overs, it is 19 for 1. Wicket falling for 7. The man in Lewis was caught and bowled by Ashawn Hodge. He only scored 6 runs. And it wasn't Mentos who is in there now with Akeem Saunders. Saunders, the former Leeward Islands middle order batsman. A wonderful servant for St. Kitts and Nevis cricket as well. It will be Rolando Wright to continue bowling his left arm off spin between umpire and stumps around the wicket. It's Wright. He comes in now and back and looking to cut. There was Mentos, but not making contact. It's no run.
And Mentos will have to be careful here because this is a left arm spinner coming around the wicket.
Long off on the deep cover, the fielder's out. Right again into Mentos, who comes across and just pushes down towards the extra cover region. He will not get a run. Mentos, the power hitting all-rounder, hits the ball very hard, also bowls good left arm off spin. As it is Right. Tossing the ball from hand to hand, waiting on Mentos to get ready. Right now, into bowl towards Mentos, back looking to cut down towards the deep extra cover region, and the super cannot get there. It will run into the boundary for 4 runs.
Very good shot indeed, well executed outside the off stump and getting back and smashing it between cover and extra cover. The man on the super boundary had no chance at all. Very good shot indeed from Mentos. Very, very good shot. And don't forget, folks, you can watch the game on Mega Charge 54 on YouTube. So you can check out Mega Charge 54 on YouTube and you could get all the action.
All right, to Mentos, back looking to cut once again. This time a bit closer to the fielder out there. Looks like Fungi, who will get down and make the stop, but they do get 2 runs. Mentos moves on to 15. The score moves on to 25 for the loss of 1 in the course of the 5th over. 25 for 1. As Mentos remains on strike. Right. Now into bowl to Mentos. This one a bit slower and tossed up. Mentos drives aerially down towards long off. It will be safe. Rolls down to the arms of the man on the long off boundary, who returns the throw into the bowler for just a single. Mentos on to 16 as Saunders is back on to strike. He's on 2. Right into bowl to Akeem Saunders, who's back and pushing elegantly down towards the deep cover region to the man for just a single. Score moves on by 1 to 27. That is the score at the end of 5 overs. It is the Beamers who are 27 for the loss of 1 wicket.
A very good over there for the Beamers. And as we saw there, Saunders and Mentos trying to push the score along because we have 1 more over with the fieldsmen being out. Limited, the fielders being limited. And I no doubt they're going to try with this, the 6th over, the last over for the power play. and they're going to try to see how many runs they can get.
Looks like it will be Ashawn Hodge who was... No, he's not. It's going to be Peters now, who I believe will be taking up the attack with the ball. Sherman Peters. Looks like he'll be going over the wicket. Sherwin Peters. Bowling some right-arm medium pace. The field for him is again a sweeper on the offside and the long off, about 3/4 of the way back. One fielder behind is square now. He's pushing his mid-wicket a bit squarer, but still in front of square. Just the short backward square leg, the only man behind square. Now as Sean Hodge, the captain, goes into a short mid-wicket. Also have a short third man. Now he's pushed the long off all the way back onto the boundary. As Sherwin Peters doesn't have a number on his jersey, but he'll be coming in now, bowling his right-arm medium pace into bowl to Saunders, and Saunders is pushing quickly into the offside. He will get a single. So there's Sherwin Peters. He's bowling right-arm medium pace. The name is very familiar to me, and I don't want to speculate, so I will have to do my due diligence before I was to make the claim I was going to make. Here comes Peters to bowl to Mentos. This one off the inside edge, down towards backward square leg, just a single.
And then the batsmen have Fungi very busy today, Doc. Fungi's all over the field today.
He can't stay out of the action. The man Fungi, he does everything really. And as the appeal goes up, he is gone. Peters has his man. LBW, I believe. And Akeem Saunders has to go.
A very good delivery, Doc. That ball kept very low. And he was coming across, missed it, and umpire Calvin Hughes had no hesitation in raising the dreaded finger. Good delivery there. That one, I would say, skidded onto him. And he kept very low. And Saunders was caught on the back foot and missing. And umpire Calvin Hughes did not hesitate in pushing that dreaded finger out.
So Sherwin Peters has his man, and Akeem Saunders has to go. Gone for 4, LBW by Sherwin Peters. It looks like the man Giovanni Gomes will be the new batsman. And I don't exactly want to speculate, but I believe that this Sherwin Peters is the same Peters that would have played for the Leeward Islands previously, out of St. Martin, I believe. Again, I didn't want to speculate, but I had a sneaking suspicion that it was that Sherwin Peters. So we've seen a number of regional players. They have come in to this APL for this season. A number of them have come across. Saunders, the man just dismissed out of St. Kitts and Nevis. We've had a few playing for the Pointers, the likes of the man Jaden Carmichael. And we're seeing that they've been brought in to really elevate the level of this tournament. And they have done a good job so far. It's been a wonderful tournament. It's Gums, the new batsman. He is a left-handed. He's opened the batting previously for the Beamers. But with Lewis into the side now, he's allowed Gums to come a bit further down the order and probably his more natural position at number 4. Deep third man and a sweeper on the offside to the left-handed Gums. Peters, he's in now to Gums, and he's opening the face, driving towards point. Ashawn Hodge, the captain, is there. It will be no run. It's Peters now. He's turning at the top of his mark. Now runs away from us now with the commentary box and past the umpire into bowl to Gums, who's driving down towards the third man region. He will get a single. Gums is off the mark. The score moves to 31. 31 for the loss of 2. The 2 wickets gone. Lewis, who was caught and bowled by Sean Hodge for 6, and Akeem Saunders, LBW by Peters for 4. They're making a change to the field now, as the long off has gone back. The deep square leg comes into the circle. Umpire remains at point as Peters comes into Mentos. Mentos wrapped on the pads. Shout goes up. Nothing doing, says the umpire.
Clearly from our viewpoint here, that one was missing leg stump, as it was short, and Mentos getting across, tried to pull, missed it completely, ball taking him on the pad, but clearly that one was missing leg stump. Very good over there for the Razor Massive, getting the wicket there, of the prize wicket, because Saunders, when he gets going, he looks very, very good out there.
Well, we know Saunders for a number of years. He was a force in that St. Kitts and Nevis setup. Scored so many runs for them. Scored so many runs for the Leeward Islands as well. They're in the middle order. And we know that when he gets going, he's very difficult to stop. Wright will bowl out. He's going to bowl his 4th over here in the 7th over to the left-handed Giovanni Gums. They have a long on and a deep square leg, really. Not really a mid-wicket, more of a deep square leg. The fielders out. Now they've pushed back the long off as well. Just the 3 men out of the circle for now. A slip in place in Peters. I think he is asking, as Wright is into bowl now to Gums. I think Captain Ashawn Hodge was asking Wright if he wanted a sweeper out on the offside as well, but he declined. That was a dot ball there. And now he's sending Peters out of the slips, and he is going down towards a cover region, still in the circle. So here comes Rolando Wright. He's into bowl to Gums, and Gums is back and pushing down towards the long off boundary. He will get a single. Gums moves on to 2. The score on to 32.
Hammer has 92.9 is also with us at this time, and we welcome 92.9.
Shifting over the field now, as our super has gone back on the leg side to the power hitting Wazim Mentos. It's right. Between umpire and stumps around the wicket to the right-handed Mentos. Mentos backhand, cutting brilliantly past extra cover. No one can get there. It will be 4 runs.
Another beautiful shot there from Mentos. Getting back and placing that delivery between cover and extra cover. The sweeper there on the boundary and the man at long off. There's no chance in getting that. Very good shot indeed from Mentos. And Doc, if you notice that Mentos is playing that shot very well indeed.
He's getting back and cutting it elegantly so far. That's his 2nd or 3rd boundary, playing that exact shot. And I think now he's looking for a change in headgear. I think he may want the cap. As the spinner right is on, he is calling for the cap. He will receive it. There was a Mentos. He's on 21. In the course of the 7th over, it's 36 for the loss of 2 wickets. Mentos on 21. Gums, a new batsman, he's on 2. Lewis was caught and bowled for 6 by Sean Hodge, and Sherwin Peters, he got Akeem Saunders LBW for 4.
And we see 1 or 2 spectators coming into the park at this time. A bit overcast, but no threat of rain at the moment. So we invite you to come up to the Webster Park, because this is going to be a very exciting game here at the Webster's Park. Razor Massive versus the Beamers.
Right. And this one, he's wrapped on the pads. And I think he's been given. I think he has been given. And Mentos cannot believe it. He doesn't want to move because he thinks he played it. And from what I heard up here, it sounded like bat.
But honestly, I could tell you, give my honest opinion, and that ball was missing leg stump as well, because the wicketkeeper was going down the leg side also, and I was shocked when the umpire, because it was just a half-hearted appeal, and
Well,
umpire Jack Webster raising the dreaded finger.
well, then. I know the umpire has the best view of it, but from my point of view, it did not look out at all. Mentos could not believe it. I don't think the wicketkeeper believed it because he didn't really appeal. It was just a half-hearted shout from the bowler right, really just a hopeful appeal, and it was given. I don't think the fielders have celebrated either because they didn't expect it to be given.
Well, as you said a while ago, Doc, the umpire has the final say. But from our viewpoint here, that ball would have missed leg stump. The keeper was going down the leg side also, and all I heard was just how, and then I saw the finger going up. But it's part of the game of the cricket. What can you say?
Well, it will be. It looks like Shaka Hodge. It's going to be Damien actually, who is the new Damian Williams, who's a new batsman. Damian Williams is the new batsman. Williams, a right-arm batsman, looks a very powerful figure. My first time seeing him in action. He looks to be a very powerful hitter of the cricket ball. As we are into the seventh over, it is 36 for the loss of 3 wickets. First wicket fell at 7, second wicket fell at 30. As right now, between umpire and stumps, into ball to Williams, who's looking to cut, not really moving his feet at all. It will be a dot ball. Right again. The ball to Williams. This one is short and he's cutting only as far as the extra cover fielder. It will also be no run.
That was not a good shot at all because he just stood there, Doc. All he had to do was come across and he had all the room there. Would have placed that ball, but he just chose to just stand his ground. He stood his ground and just placed the ball straight to the fielder there. But a very good over there again for the Razor Massive, getting the prize wicket there of Mentos.
Mentos was going great guns, but he has gone for 21 LBW by Rolando Wright. And it will be Peters to continue. Two new batsmen at the wicket in Gums and Williams. And they will have to consolidate really because the wickets have started tumbling just a bit. It is 36 for 3 after 7 overs.
Just an average of about 5 runs per over.
Not doing too well at all.
That's right.
Sherwin Peters plays for the Spartans over in St. Martin, the St. Martin Cricket League. He's in now, right arm over the wicket to Gums. Gums is trying to drive. Appeal goes up for caught behind, but I think Gums may have hit the ground rather than the ball. It will be a dot ball.
He went for that elegant off drive and missed it completely.
Peters bowling his right arm medium pace. Has a deep third man, a deep fine leg, deep square, and a super on the offside, the men out. Into Gums and beating him outside the off stump. Gums just fishing at it. No foot movement. It will be a dot ball.
No doubt he's seeing the ball because those two deliveries pitch outside the off stump and not trying to come across. He just stood there and tried to spot it.
I think he's getting a bit of movement with the wind. You're seeing we have an east to west breeze here as Peters is into Gums. This time Gums leaves it alone. The keeper does not field well and the Gums will get off strike. It will be a bye. That is signaled by the umpire. It will be Peters to continue. He has the right-handed Williams, Damian Williams. The right-handed batsman is now on strike facing Peters for the first time. A long off, a deep square, deep third, and the sweeper on the offside. The fielder's out. Peters, as Williams is clipping this one down towards the fine leg boundary. The backward square leg was in the circle. It will be 4 runs.
Very good shot indeed. Very, very good shot. Coming inside and getting the ball between the wicket keeper and the short fine leg man who was brought up. Adjustment was made to the field. And then Peters there strained. And Williams was able to get off the mark. During the course of this game, not only this game, but we have noticed some really weird field placing, as we would say.
I must say it's not been ordinary, really. It's not really been the most orthodox of fields that have been placed. And I was saying it's a deep square leg, a deep fine leg, deep third, deep cover, long off, as Peters is going to ball this one outside the line of the off stump. Williams leaves it alone. So again, 3 men out on the offside and only 2 out on the leg has been the course of over number 8. Possibly, maybe a short ball will be in the works. Peters, he's into Williams, gets a slower one, pushing into the offside, will not get a run. And that's the end of the 8th over, and at the end of it is going to be the Beamers, who are 41 for 3.
Beamers winning the toss, choosing to bat. Some 41 for 3, and doesn't represent a very healthy position, neither wickets nor runs, as we, with some 7 overs, with 8 overs going, Beamers would really have to look to rebuild here due to Giovanni Gums and the man Williams. They will have to look to establish a partnership before they, and take it very deep into like the 15th over for the likes of hard-hitting Shaka Hodge.
Is that going to be Tambo, I believe, who's the new bowler? Ferguson? He's going to he delivers this one about 65 yards down the leg side and about 65 yards over the head of the batsman. It forces a chase on. It will be a wide that's signaled, and a dead ball. Look like a dead ball actually is the signal.
Interesting, a dead ball.
It's going to be a dead ball, the signal. Look like maybe he may have hit his leg on the...
A dead ball. I'm not sure why a dead ball was called on that occasion, but the umpire would have to know.
It's going to be Ferguson again into bowl, and again he tosses this one down the leg side. And what will he call this time? Going to call another dead ball.
A dead ball?
It's he's bowled 2 full tosses down the leg side, and both times the umpires called it a dead ball. Neither a no ball or a wide. He's called it a dead ball.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, we will have to question. We will have to try to get into the umpire's head, and I'm not sure at all.
Ferguson tries once again. Much better line, but the length is poor. Gums pulls it down towards a deep square leg boundary, and he gets 4.
Well, I would want to know why were those called dead ball? Because they were both wide ball. In fact,
no
there were no balls. There were no balls because from our vantage point, that ball pitched off the track. And so it should have been no ball, not even wide, but no balls because they pitched off the track, and Ferguson got away with 2.
Shapkin Ferguson once again, the man they call Tombo, right arm around the wicket, and again tosses one, and this time it will be called a wide.
Well, the umpire, now the square leg calls him over. The most senior seasoned umpire calls him over because on those occasions, there's 3 no balls and 3 of them are above waist height. So he should have been off the ball according to the rules of the game. Not sure why they were called dead ball, but they are having a conversation now. And so we wait the signal to see if it's a no ball or wide. What is it going to be?
He should be off the ball because he's bowled 3 no balls over the waist. Full tosses that have been down the leg side and over the waist. We will wait to see the call. It's a no ball now and a free hit. So a free hit to Giovanni Gums, who just hit a boundary on the previous delivery. Ferguson into bowl to Gums. Another one. He is getting his radar all the way off. Another no ball, another free hit. What's the score now? 47. I've lost count. And I think that's what they offer him as well.
That should be it.
40.
That should be it. That should be it for Ferguson. And that is not good. That's not good for Razor Massive. Ferguson really hasn't pitched. The only ball that he has pitched went for 4, and he has bowled 4 no balls. Fortunate for him, 2 were called dead ball, and Ferguson is off the ball. It's going to be the man Lanville. Harrigan. Oh no, he's not off.
He's not off? Well then, this is certainly strange. He's bowled 4 no balls over the waist.
Well, we can't say 4. It is 2. Only 2
The umpire has called 2. He's delivered 4. He will be in again now, this time over the wicket. Again delivers 1. It's pulled down towards the backward square leg boundary for 4. That will be 4 runs. It should be another no ball.
5 runs, another no ball. And what is it going to be? Is he going to be off now? No, he's going to be bowling. Well. He has bowled 5 deliveries, 6 deliveries, 5 over the waist, 2 call dead balls, 3
called no balls, and for some reason
he will try again. Another conversation with the square leg umpire. What is it going to be?
According to the rules of the game, if you bowl 2 no balls over the waist, you should be off the ball. You should be done bowling, but he's delivered 5 deliveries over the waist. The umpire has called a dead ball for 2 of them. It's been a no ball on 3 occasions, yet he's still bowling. He can't get his radar right at all, can Shapkin Ferguson. We know how good of a bowler he really is, the man Tambo. We know he's a lot better than this. He's not been able to get the radar quite right. It looks like the umpire is. Yes. He signals to Captain Sean Hodge that Shapkin Ferguson is done.
Well, he's done with that today. Not sure what's going on with Ferguson today. It's going to be Lanville who will take up the attack. As we see, the sun is peeping out of the sky, between the clouds. You know, we started under some very heavy overcast clouds. Now the sun is peeping out. Humidity is very high. And we say good evening to folks like Frankie Clarkson, who's long on. And Frankie, always interested and stay locked into his cricket.
It will be Lanville Harrigan taking up the bowling. Bowling his right arm. Don't even call it spin, but you can call it right arm.
So he's
right arm over the wicket.
The umpire is trying to get to he's trying to get the attention of another free hit.
It will be a free hit.
Yes.
So Lanville's first ball will be a free hit. Lanville bowling his right arm over the wicket. Delivers now. It's short. Gums pulls it. It's into the gap. It's 1 bounce over the rope. 4 runs.
Well, Giovanni has... I'm yet to really see Giovanni hit 6 consecutive. He really should have hit that one out of the ground. But he said, Lanville, I'm going to greet you with 4. I don't want to hit 6. That one should have gone all the way to Broody ground.
Well. This has not been a good over. A run rate that was just around 5 is now suddenly creeping all the way up. Harrigan into ball to Gums. This one is a slow edge, just chipped down towards long off, drops just short of him. Not a good shot from Gums. He didn't try to swing through it, he just chipped it up in the air and it fell just short of the long off fielder. It will be a single.
Well, not good cricket there on either side, because that ball should have been hit out of the ground and the fielder should have taken the catch, and Lanville was asking, what were you doing, man? Come on, take the catch.
He's now swapping over his field, taking a man from the leg side, bringing him to a cover point region. A deep cover, a long off, long on, a deep mid wicket, the men out of the circle. Harrigan now into ball to Williams, who's driving back down the ground towards the long on region for a single. Williams is on to 5, the score on to 57. 5-7 for the loss of 3 wickets. In the course of over number 9, we have had, 18 runs off this over, 16 runs off this over, I believe. Harrigan again into Gums. He's just chipping it down towards the long on region once again. It will be a single. We've had 18 of the over, now 19 of the over. Well, 18 of the over as I've been corrected by the scorer. 58 is the score, 59. 58 the score, 58 for the loss of 3 wickets. It will be Harrigan once again to bowl to Williams. Right arm over the wicket. It's clipped down towards the mid-wicket region by Williams. A very fancy-looking stroke, but just a single. Score has moved on by 1 to 59, and we finally had the end of the over. A very expensive over, a very eventful over, but it is 59-59 the score for the loss of 3 after 9 overs.
A very lengthy over. Over in which we saw the removal of Ferguson from the attack. He would have delivered several no balls, and so he was removed from the attack. The likes of Jacob Pauls were locked in over there in the UK. I want to say good evening to you, good night to you. Frankie Clarkson would have said, sent out his greetings to you and say, Doc, you're doing a good job. And to Kelsick, so before Kelsick knocked me down, just heal him up for him. And so to all those who are locked in, we are glad to have you on board. To all our sponsors, we are really glad to have you on board, had it not been for you.
Here comes Peters now into ball to Williams. This one is backing, looking to cut his Williams, but only towards Ashawn Hodge, who is fielding at cover point. It will be no run. It will be no run there. Peters. Come on, after the over. In again, and Williams is driving beautifully down towards extra cover. Oh, what a shot from Damian Williams. Absolute elegance. A classy drive. He gets 4.
Good looking stroke there by Williams. It was wide. With not much foot movement at all, Williams just extended his arms and hit it through wide the extra cover, and it goes away for 4.
63 the score now, 63 for the loss of 3 wickets. Good partnership between these two. As Peters, he is, and again now past the umpire to ball to Williams, and it's a good slower ball there from Sherwin Peters. Had Williams trying to fish at it outside the line of the off stump. He gets no run. So Peters has bowled well. Bowling his right arm at medium pace over the wicket. Turns now past the umpire into bowl to Williams, and Williams pushing into the offside. Good fielding by the captain, Hodge. It will be no run. So it is Williams, who remains on at 10, partnered by Gums, who is on 12, I do believe. Striking a couple boundaries. Building a good partnership. Peters past the umpire, and he is into ball to Williams, who's just covering up and pushing back down to the bowler. He will get no run. It's a deep fine leg, deep square leg, long on, a long off who's very wide, and a sweeper on the offside, the man out of the circle. Peterson again now, who is beating Williams outside the line of the off stump. Oh, good movement there. Looked like a leg cutter. And that will be the over. And at the end of 10, it is going to be the Beamers who are 63 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Yes, thank you. Good evening, good afternoon to our listeners. Just a quick announcement before Zulma will come on with the rest. We now have our latest sponsor for the individual awards for like man of the match and those other types of award. So the newest sponsor we have is Lakes World, and we certainly want to thank the general manager, Mr. Remington Lake, and the other members of Lakes World for that generous sponsorship of $1,000. So we want to certainly thank Lakes World and all for the years that they would have sponsored various activities. I know even going back to the days of Mr. Albert Lake, I just have to go back there. Mr. Albert Lake, I recall as a youngster, we'd always approach Mr. Lake for sponsorship. And I remember one time we always had to walk distances with Mr. Lake before he would say, well, okay, I'm going to sponsor this, because he would give you a lecture before he give you the sponsor. So we used to move from up like where Salome has the haberdashery, and we have to walk past the stoplight down to where the hardware is with Lake. And he would always give us this long lecture about what we have to do, what we can do, and what we shouldn't do. And those were great days. But in the end, every time, I never remember one time when Mr. Lake didn't come through and sponsor for us. So I want to thank Lakes World and Remington Lake and all the other members for $1,000 for the individual awards. Those were awards like man of the match, and etc. There are some others. We want to thank Lakes World for being our latest sponsor, coming through for us, because we didn't have any sponsor for the individual awards. We have some other awards that we don't have sponsors for, but we are so grateful to Lakes World, and thanks Mr. Lake Remington for advancing our cause. Thank you very much, and all the other members of Lakes World.
Thank you, Arrogance. Good afternoon to our listeners overseas here in Anguilla. We're here at the JWP, and we're this afternoon looking at the game Beamers versus Razor Massive. And at this time, it's tea time. You call it tea time? Water time? Water time. The score is 6-3 for 3. And at this time, we'd like to thank Remington Lake again for our Lakes World for their gracious sponsorship for $1,000 for the individual, going towards the individual awards such as Man of the Match, etc. And we also like to take this opportunity to thank our original sponsors. And at the same time, we are welcoming more sponsorship for this tournament. It's important that the general public and the business public in particular gets involved in contributing to such a worthy cause. So this afternoon, our sponsors continue to be Jerry Suda, Miha J. Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and Golf Course, that should be Aurora Resort and Golf Club, Nagico Insurance, Carita Walgreen Lindum, Zeme Beach Hotel, Republic Bank of Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete's Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Save Cargo, Best Buy Supermarket, Mega Charles, we want to support our streamers. Our streamers are here today. Mega Charles 54, Radio Anguilla, Class FM. Is Lloyd's here today? Well, we still want to compliment Lloyd's Live because he is one of our media personnel. He's not here today, but we want to show our appreciation for him coming to the Webster's Park to relay what's happening here on the weekends. And at this time, the team is now making it back to the wicket. We call it the wicket. And the Razor Massive or Beamers versus Razor Massive will continue on with the game.
So Razor Massive. Been some good work in the field. Fell down somewhere in the ninth over. But they will be looking to regain some control of this innings thus far. A very even game. Some 6 runs just thereabout. Runs and over. After 10, they're 63 for 3. Razor Massive asked to field by the Beamers. Beamers winning the toss, choosing to bat. Shaka Hodge deputizing for the man Lindell Richardson, who unable to make it out here this evening. It's Damian Williams, he's on 10. With him is Giovanni Gums, who's on 12. Wickets falling at 7, 30, and 36. It's 63 for 3 so far. So some 27 runs this partnership. It's going to be a Lanville Harrigan. It's going to continue from the Central Polyclinic or the Valley End. He's going to be bowling to the left-handed batsman Giovanni Gums. Men out, deep extra cover, long on, long off. Mid-wicket and the man on the square leg boundary. Short third, short fine, backward point. Wide extra cover. The field. And there is a change to the field. The man at short fine is being asked to go to short mid-wicket as Ashan takes up his position in deep mid-wicket boundary. Here is Harrigan, Lanville Harrigan, tosses the ball hand to hand, moves away, passes Webster, ball to Giovanni. Giovanni is looking to turn this one off the pad, and this one, a return goes in. Ball seems to have come off the pad. Yes, agreed by the umpire. So the total moves on by 1 leg. By it is. Total moves on to 64. Extras moves on to 1. It's 64 for 3. Over number 11. There's going to be a change in the field. There's a man at a backward square leg goes onto the boundary. And that is showing Peters. The St. Martin, West Leeward Island, all around. Here is Harrigan to bowl to Williams. Williams is crashing this one to the man at the deep extra cover. Fields 1-1 resulting. Williams moves on to 1 to 11, and the total moves on to 65. 65 for 3. Over number 11 in process here. Here is Lanville making the adjustment to his field, asking Ashan to go back on the boundary. Here is Harrigan to bowl to Giovanni, who's getting this one full toss, driving straight down to long on. Score moves on by 1 to 66, and Giovanni moves on by 1. He's on 13. 13 is Gums. Brings Williams, the right-handed batsman, more powerfully built. Williams taps away. Waits for Lanville Harrigan, the old veteran. Bowls to Williams. Williams is... Oh! Well. Fortunately for him, Harrigan in his heyday will take that one with ease. We'll say thank you very much. That's bread and butter. Not today. And the ball just inches over the hands of Lanville Harrigan. And luckily for Williams, he survives. The total moves on by 1 to 67. Williams is on to 12. Brings the left-handed batsman Giovanni Gums, who waits for Harrigan. He kicks the turf in disgust, Harrigan. So I should have taken that one. Here is Harrigan to bowl to Gums. Bowl to Gums. Gums is getting one that is wrapped on the pad. That's pitching outside leg. No run resulting. Peters does the feeling. Relays the ball back to Harrigan. Harrigan turns. Tosses the ball to Antoine. Walks. Jumps into his delivery strides. Oh, again this one. Passing the left. They're playing with Harrigan. One above his head. No one to his left. And couldn't take any of it. Total moves on to 68. Gums moves on to 14. And the end of over number 12. At the end of over number 12, it is 68. 68 for 3. 68 for 3. Makes that out number 11. 68 for 3. It brings St. Martin, National, Leeward Island all around there. Showing Peters. Picks up the ball and he says, I'm going to look to send back Giovanni Gums. Giovanni Gums is going to look to trash him away. Who is going to win this battle? Peters. We know how dangerous he can be with the bat. He runs away from us here to bowl to Gums. Bowl to Gums. Gums is getting a full pitch delivery. He's pushing, or not making use of that one at all. Just coming forward and pushing in the outside. He will really have to step up the scoring. We know if the likes of Ashon Hodge and Sherwin Peters gets away, how dangerous they can be with the bat. So they will have to set a target where the bowlers can be pleased with. Here is Peters to bowl to Gums. Bowl to Gums. Gums is jumping back, looking to run this one past Ashon Hodge. Oh, he has to turn back. Good bit of feeling there by Ashon Hodge. Scammed away. He dived away to his right there from moving away at gully, and no run resulting. Score remains on 68. 68 for 3. In the course of over number 12 being bowled here by Sherwin Peters. Tosses the ball from hand to hand. Turns. Runs away from us here. Bowl to Gums. Gums is coming across and then getting a full toss. No run resulting. Well, almost looked like a test cricketer on that occasion. With no urgency at all. Gums could have punched that one past the man at extra cover and just push it there to Ferguson. No run resulting. Gums triggers, waits, taps away, waits for Peters. The delivery, oh, good delivery. One that moved away, touching down just about middle and off and moved further away. And Gums was beating all ends up. No run resulting. Score remains on 68 for 3. There is a massive using the edge of the blade today. It looks like the razor is really sharp. Here is Peters to bowl to Gums. Gums is driving. Oh, doesn't make contact. The ball is running close to the fence. In fact, it goes away for 4, and that is 4 boys. The ball kept low, crept on the floor, and it goes away for 4. Total moves on to by 4 to 72. Buys a call and signal by umpire Calvin Hughes. Total not where they would want to be, but they will have to look to step it up as they look to rebuild, set the platform for the like of the hard-hitting Shaka Hodge. Here is Peters to bowl to Gums. Gums is coming forward again. He's beaten. Again, he's beaten. Peters is bowling well, bowling very well. Touching the ball down just on about middle and off and getting the ball to shape away. And Gums doesn't have any answer for him. And at the end of over number 12, Beamer is winning the toss, choosing to bat. They are 72 for 3. As we go back to hear some of our sponsors.
Thank you, Millington. We take this opportunity to thank Lakes World and Wilmington Lake for their sponsorship of $1,000, and this sponsor is for the individual award, and we are soliciting more individual awards. So if you are in the business arena, if you are in the personal arena, whichever one, and you're willing to contribute towards the sponsorship of any of the required awards or any of the awards that are to come, we'd like for you to contact us here at the JWP. In the near future, I'll have a number for you so you can contact us, and we'll be glad to accept your generous offer.
Indeed. It's going to be David who is going to be taking up the attack from the far end. Seems to be Kenroy David. He's going to be taking up the attack from the Central Polyclinic end, taking over from Lanville Harrigan. He's going to be bowling to the right-handed Damian Williams. Man at the fine leg boundary, short third. The man at the extra cover boundary, backward point, Sean Hodge. Cover. Well, it's a long off, a long on, deep mid-wicket. Man at short mid-wicket. Here is, and the right has gone to more forward, a square position rather than a mid-wicket area. It's going to be David bowling right arm over the wicket. Tosses the ball from hand to hand, moves away, medium pace to bowl to Damian Williams. Bowl to Williams. Williams is driving down to long off. The man field, and that's Lewis. Kenroy Peters. Sorry. No, feel cleanly. Ball ricocheting somewhere in his face. He couldn't stop the single. Didn't concede more than the single. Total moves on to 73. And Williams is on by 1. He's on 13. Brings the left-handed Gums into strike. He's on 14. It's going to move over the, yes, he's going to change line of attack. That is David. He's going to come a right arm around the wicket to the left-handed batsman. So to the field is going to change over. The fine leg is now going to go a short fine. And the man at the backward square is going to go back on the boundary. Well, sorry, yeah, and the mid-wicket boundary. Here is David. Driving is Giovanni. No urgency in the running at all by the batsmen. Well, it seems like they're crushing the ball away. It is not what we are seeing here. And they are not taking on the fielders. They're not really, they're showing no urgency at all in their batting. Here it's going to be Williams. Looks around the field. Looks around to see what David is presenting to him. So the finally comes up in the circle for Williams as well. Here is a ball that is driven. Is going to go down to long off. The man of the long off boundary fields cleanly. 1 to Williams. Total moves on to 14. And the total moves on to 75. A 75 for 3 in the course of over number 13 and being bowled by Kenroy David from the Central Polyclinic end. David moves away, passes umpire Webster. Shot! And missed timing, looking to pull it wrong, but very lazily looking shot there by Giovanni Gums. Total moves on by 1 to 76. Gums moves on to by 1 to 16. And even in that shot, really didn't look to pull it and to place it. He just help it around. Ball looking to me stopping in the wicket as well. Here is David to bowl to Williams. Bowl to Williams. Williams is driving. Ball Coming off the hand nose is the umpire. Didn't come off the hand. Ball crashing into the stump. 1-2 Williams. Williams move on by 1 to 15 and the total to 77 for 3 in the course of over number 13. It's Williams is on 15, Gums is on 16, men out. Lewis for 6. Here is David. Oh, ball coming off the under edge, looking for this occasion an expansive drive, not getting it, and the ball ricocheting off the inside edge, just straight to the wicket keeper. The end of over number 13. It's 77 for 3. No urgency at all, Doc.
Yes, it is 77 for 3 the score, and after that big over, it's been a bit lackadaisical, I must say, from the Beamers in terms of their running between the wickets. They seem to be, it's either all or nothing. They either want all 4 or all 6, or they're just going to take the lazy single. No real effort to really push along the scoring. But I must say that may come with them trying to hold on for just a bit longer, trying to stay in the middle and then hope to explode towards the end, because I did overhear that they may be playing a man short.
Yes, even though you're playing a man short, at this stage, you should look, if you're not getting the boundary, you have to look with some urgency. You have to put some urgency in your batting. And so look for the short ones, look for the 1.5 and turn them into 2s. Put some pressure on the fielders, because at the end of the day, if you're going to take just 1 and you're going to settle with 1, the fielder doesn't have to do anything special. All he has to do is to stop the ball.
Well, it looks like Lanville will be coming back again.
This is going to be coming from this commentator's booth end, changing ends. Lanville with number 25 on his back in his heyday. We know what he did. And today he would he be called into action? Would he be required this evening? We would wait to see. It's a 77 for 3. Wickets are falling on the score with the score on 7, 30 and 36. Some 41 runs. The partnership. It's taken a bit of time. But nonetheless, slowly but surely. Here is Lanville Harrigan to bowl to Damien Lowe. There's a man at cow corner. Long on. Here is this one. He's hitting this in the air. He could be caught. It is Ashan Hodge. He's going to go for to his right. And short. Well, had Ashan make the run in, he was going to his left rather than in, and when he decided that the ball wasn't going to come because the wind is very strong, and so the first thing you have to go is in. He didn't do that, and the ball fell short of him. In the meantime, the batsman crosses over for 1, total moves on to 78, and Williams moves on to 16. So both batsmen are on 16. Here is Lanville Harrigan. Moves away to bowl to Giovanni Gums. Gums is hitting this one to the right of the man at extra cover. That is Sherwin Peters. Man at the extra cover boundary. That's Fungi Fields. Can't stop the single. Total moves on by 1 to 79. And Giovanni Gums moves on to 17. Lanville turns right here. It's long on, long off. Cow corner. Mid wicket, Lanville. Ball to Williams. Williams is driving well between cow corner and long on. Petersfield, they've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. We'll get it easy too. 2 runs. Total moves on to 81. And then Williams moves on to 18. Williams is on 18. Here is Lanville again to bowl to Williams. This one is wide and he's reaching. Hits it to the right of the man there at extra. Oh, that's poor feeling. It should have been 2. They were scampering, and that's poor. That's a lazy shot, but lazy a bit of work there by Wright and the deep extra cover boundary.
But we know Rolando Wright, he is a good fielder out there, but I think he may have gone down a bit too late, gone down very slowly, and in the end the ball was able to make its way past him and into the boundary, and the 4 lucky runs, but 4 runs nonetheless.
Sloppy bit of cricket there by Wright. Here is a ball that is pull well, a throw back corner square, and that will go into the boundary for 4 runs. It was a gift, and well executed. All he had to do was to help it along. The man at backward square had absolutely no chance, and it goes away for 4.
Well, we know Lanville Harrigan, he doesn't turn the ball much. So I think he came over to this commentary box end to try and get a bit of assistance from the breeze. But if you're bowling the ball that full and that slow, you won't really get much help at all.
Wrong line, wrong length, wrong pace. Everything was wrong with it, and it went into the boundary for 4. Here is Harrigan to bowl to Williams. Bowl to Williams, wide outside the line of the off-stump. He crashes it back past Lanville. Oh, almost taking one of his fingers there to the boundary with him. He goes through for 1. Lanville walks away, and the end of the over has been hurt there a bit. And the end of the over, Williams moves on by 1 to 27, and the total moves on to 19 for 3 at the end of over number 14.
So it's 90 for the loss of 3 wickets. Good partnership between these 2 batters in Williams and the man Giovanni Gomes. They've been able to hold off for the time being, and they've built a good platform really, so that towards the latter stages of the innings we will have the likes of Shaka Hodge, who can come in and strike the ball a fair way, and he will hope to really get going. He's not gotten going thus far in the tournament. He'll hope that he can get himself in, get set, and do what he does best.
Well, very well so. It's going to be Kenroy David, who is going to continue from the far end. He's going to be bowling to Williams. Williams is on 27. With him is Gums. He's on 17. It's 94-3 in the course of over number 15. Well, commencement of over number 15. Beamers will have to get a good move on. Razor Massive will have different ideas. Here is David to bowl to Williams. Williams is hitting this one through the offside. He should have gotten some more baton to that, and look, some more urgency. There's a misfield, and they can't capitalize on it again. Poor bit of cricket by both teams. Poor bit of cricket. 91. Williams is on by 1 to 28. It's 91. As I say, good evening and welcome to the man in the comment street. That's the man Tony.
Good afternoon, and to all of our listeners.
It's going to be David. Right arm around the wicket. To the left-handed batsman Guns. Taps away at the crease. Wait for David. David to this right. A bowling a slow one. He's tugging this one between mid-wicket and long on. And that's a fumble again. And they can't capitalize on it again. Sloppy. It is getting worse and worse. Sloppy bit of cricket here by the Beamers. Total moves on by 1 to 92. Gums is on 18. Well, we'll have to change that word. That's not sloppy cricket at all. That is extremely poor cricket. And by Beamers, they're not getting the boundaries as they would want, and they're not capitalizing on those long singles. Turn those 1 and 2 and a bit of feeling, poor feeling. Here is David to bowl to Williams. Williams is getting a short one. Oh, that's 1 for the over. Dug in there by David said, you can't just come and pan on your front foot. I have something. The wicket has some life, and I'm going to use what the deck is offering. It shows Williams that the wicket still has some life. Here is David to bowl to Williams. Williams is playing this one down the onside, down to long on. That's 1. Should have been another 2 there. Total is 93. David on, as Williams is on to 29. 29. Well, I'm not sure why there is no message going out from the dressing room and saying, batsmen, come on, guys, you have to look to run that extra run the first one hard. Even from kindergartners, a kindergartner, they will tell you, when you are playing cricket, you run the first one hard. Look for, put the fielder under pressure, look for the fumble, look for a second run. Here is David to bowl to Gums. Gums is getting one wide down the leg side. Isn't taken cleanly by the wicket keeper. It's running close to the boundary. Will not get there. They have gone for one. We'll come back for a second. That will be 3 wides. 3 extra runs. Total moves on to 96. 96. Williams is on 29 and Gums is on 18. At the end of this over, the next voice that you will hear in the hot seat is that of Doc Bryan. It's going to be David to bowl to Giovanni Gums. Bowl to Gums. Gums is look at a naughty shot. That's a naughty shot. You won't get worse than that. It was a ball that was keeping low. It was wide outside the off stump. He was looking to pull that one through mid wicket. Oh, he didn't look good at all doing that. Gums hang behind the back, looking to concentrate, looking to get the ball away. David making some adjustment to his field, pulling the man off the short fine leg and asking him to come in front of the wicket. He is at short mid wicket. Here is David to bowl to Gums. Gums is coming forward. When he gets there, he sees that the ball is outside the off stump and playing a test match looking shot. Leave alone. Say, I'm not going to play at this one. This was too wide outside the off stump. Ball coming back in. David walks back to the top of his mark, turns, runs away past umpire Webster, bowl to Gums. Gums is getting one that is making some height, playing it on the offside, gets one in the process. Total moves on to 97. 97. Gums moves on by 1 to 19. The end of over number 15, and it's 97. 97 for 3, and at the end of 15, after comments from the man Tony, the next voice you're going to hear is that of Doc Bryan.
As I say, good afternoon once again to all of our listeners taking our broadcast here right from the James Ronald Webster's Park in this encounter, the Beamers versus the Razor Massive. The Razor Massive. As I say, welcome back to Doc, and certainly I can see, Doc, that the Beamers, they are just scoring just about 6.46 and over, and certainly slow in terms of the T20 goings of what we are accustomed to. Certainly show that they will look to push on in these remaining 5 overs as well. Millington was talking about the running in between the wickets, but I am realizing that Williams is slightly hampered, so to speak. So those tools that could be had are not being materialized based on the mobility of Williams, and I think that is affecting the Beamers.
Well, there's a new bowler in for the Razor Massives. We'll get his name to you in a moment. Billy. New bowler. Is it now bowling some leg breaks, and let's push down towards extra cover for no run. Seems to be bowling some right arm leg breaks. It's going to be Burton, yes. Richard Burton, he opened the batting for the Razor Massives last season. We know he's a good batsman. He's bowling some right arm leg breaks now. That's a single to Gums. He's on to 20. The score is on to 98. Richard Burton bowling right arm leg breaks from over the wicket. From this, the commentary box end. He can't afford to strain his line due to the field that's been set. There's nobody behind the square. So if he's anywhere down the leg side, he'll be swept very easily by Williams. As Burton is in, he's into ball. It's a full toss, and it's chipped down towards the short mid wicket. Throw comes in. Oh, and Burton couldn't get himself behind that one to direct it onto the stumps. It was very slow, very full, and I think that the batsman may have yorked himself coming forward. And in the end, it's just going to be a single to Williams. He's on to 30 now, I believe, as it's Burton. He's now into ball to Gums. This one is shorter down the leg side. I think it may have come off the pad, so no run. Richard Burton. Over the wicket now, into ball to Gums. Ooh, that's a good ball there. That's a wonderful ball there. It's a bit slower, a bit more flight, pitching on a good line. Just looks like the leg stump turning, and it deceived the Gums. It is 98 for 3. 98 for 3 the score as Burton is into ball to Gums, and he's trying to pull this one down towards the deep square leg region. He gets a single. He moves on to 21, the score to 99. In the course of this, the 16th, actually at the end of this, the 16th over, just 2 runs off the entire over. It's 99 for 3. Not a good over by any stretch of the imagination for the Beamers. They into the 16th over. They have not even crossed the 100-run mark.
Well, yes, as our main scorer there, Porty, just has signaled that it is actually 100 for 3. And gentle leg spin there, tossed up there by Morton, who probably bowls, but not as regular as it can be. And I think a couple of freebies as well was there to be had, but the batsman did not capitalize on that particular over. And they are certainly digging themselves further, kicking themselves further in the foot, because 16 overs and 100 runs on the board in T20 cricket, we know for a fact that the Razor Massive pose some batters that can really put up a challenge to this particular total. The overs are not run out yet, but we are certainly going to look to see what score that the Beamers would set themselves in defending that can put a squeeze on the Razor Massive. But they've got wickets in hand, and I see no need why they should not be trying to clear the boundary ropes as much as possible.
Well, we know the Razor Massives, they have a very good batting lineup. On paper, they have Kishon Richardson, who's behind the stumps, a good batsman, along with Kenroy David. They've now brought back Richard Burton, a good batsman, the captain of Sean Hodge, and Sherwin Peters, as well as Rolando Wright. They have good batting, and we haven't even mentioned the big man Lanville Harrigan.
Exactly, and
it will be David to continue, and the man comes looking to pull that one there, but only gets it off maybe the toe end of the bat down towards the long off region for a single. 101, the score has moved on to 101 for the loss of 3 wickets. A very good partnership thus far, but a slow partnership, taking the score from 36 for 3 to 101 for 3. But we are in the 17th over of play. Still very overcast, but again, no immediate threat of rain. As we've now seen, Ferguson comes across to a backward point region. As it's David, right arm over the wicket, is into ball now to Williams, and the Williams is pushing it down to the long off boundary for a single. He's on to 31. 31 is Williams. And Giovanni Gums, he is 22. And we know Williams, he'll have to start going great guns. He's a very powerful guy. He'll have to start swinging away. They're now bringing in the deep cover. So Gums just has to go over the top on the offside. David, it's a slow ball. Oh, that's brilliant. And I must say it's a very good plan, because when he brought in the cover, my initial thinking was that the entire offside over the top was open and Gums thought the same. So when David bowled the slower ball, now Gums was already through the shot because he saw the ball outside the off stump and wanted to clear the offside field. David in again to Gums. This one is pulled down towards the deep mid-wicket region. No, it stopped there at short mid-wicket, so they don't get a run. Very good fielding there by, it looks like, is that Keith Harrigan? It was pulled with some power by Gums, but Harrigan did well to get down and stop it. David in again to Gums. Slower ball, and this one will make it down to the long on region for a single. 102 the score, 102. They've only scored 2 runs in this over thus far. Again, this is not good going, and I think Shaka would be eager to come out of the dugout and swing his blade at some of these deliveries. David, he's into bowl to Williams. Shorter, Williams pulls it, doesn't make good contact. It's into the gap. They have to get 2, but Williams is not going to take the second. It was in the gap. Wright was nowhere near getting the ball when they completed the first run, but they didn't even try for the second. Williams maintains the strike. He's on 32, and at the end of 17, it's 103.
And there we see a player from the Beamers certainly running out, and I'm certainly sure that is going to be by means of some instructions coming from the Beamers camp. It might sound a little bit harsh here, but I don't think Gums can by no means run out Williams, because I'm thinking that they are missing the opportunity to at least increase the scoring rate even much more with those running in between the wickets. Like I mentioned earlier, obviously, for those of you who are looking at the pictures on the screen, you can see that Williams is a bit hampered. He's not as mobile as he would like to be. But what I thought he would try to do at least is try to, as much as possible, to go over the top for some of the deliveries that he has faced, and he's just playing the ball to the fielder for single as if he's playing test match cricket.
Well, I don't know what exactly was said, but what I can guarantee you is that the batsmen weren't thirsty. They got water in the previous over. It will be Burton once again. Bowling his right arm leg breaks into the 18th over to bowl to Williams, who's slugging this one down towards the deep square leg boundary over the head of Fungi, who's not the tallest man. It's 4 runs to Williams.
And there you go. I'm certainly sure that would have been the instructions sent from the camp. The manager there, Mr. Ray, will certainly be saying, well, if you cannot turn those singles into 2s, then you're going to need to at least look to go over the top as often as possible, and he did so on that particular delivery.
Well, the umpires are having a chat right now, and looking at the field, I was wondering why there was no long on in place, but he is there, just out of our view. He's behind the boundary at the present moment. So it's a long off, a long on, a deep square leg, and a deep cover. The men outside. Short extra is in place as well as a short mid wicket. Burton, he's into ball to Williams. It's wrapping on the pads there. They're calling for an LBW, but they will scamper a single in the meanwhile. Not out, says the umpire. Everything on this signal, will it be leg buys or will it be runs?
Well, we haven't seen a signal.
I think it will be runs. The Williams is on to 37. Burton now has the left-handed Gums facing him. Burton, he is into Gums. He is back looking to cut, missing that one completely, gets no run. 109 the score, 109 for the loss of 3 wickets. as Richard Burton turns. Again, a right arm over the wicket. He's into ball to Gums, and Gums trying to slug. It was very slow. The keeper, Keyshawn Richardson, throws it away, and they will get the single in the end. Gums on to 24. The score has reached 110. Not good wicket keeping there from Keyshawn Richardson.
Certainly so. It's just a little bit overzealous there.
It will be Burton in again. He's into ball and wrapping on the pads again, but this time drifting down the leg side. It will be a dot ball. What Burton is doing well is he's bowling very slowly, so it's not allowing the batsman to get a rhythm really for his deliveries. They can't quite get the timing quite right. Richard Burton over the wicket into ball to Williams, who's backhand pushing down to long off. It will only be a single. Fielding done by the captain Hodge. And that will be it for over number 18. And at the end of 18, it's 111 for the loss of 3 wickets.
End of number 18. So we've just got another 2 overs to close the innings of the Beamers, and so far scoring 111 runs. Certainly sure that that's not what they would have required at this stage. And as you can see, after the water went out, which they didn't really needed, we can see a change in the batters themselves. You can see the change in the approach as to which they're going to continue on forward. We see where Wright was trying to carve everything over the mid-wicket boundary. Had one, but missed the others, and we will see whether or not he can make some huge connections here, at least to push the score. The average pass score for this tournament has been anywhere around 143 runs. That was defended quite very well.
David, he's into ball to Williams. Slower ball. Williams missing. This has been good bowling, good death bowling from David, but it will be a wide. What David has done well is he's changed his pace, so he's not really allowed for any of the batsmen to gain a rhythm, really. He's changed his pace, changed his lines, and changed his lengths very well. He's been short, he's been fuller, he's been back of a length. It's been a very good death bowling from David, Kenroy David. Just needs to finish off strongly. As here comes Kenroy David. He's into ball to Williams. Another slower ball. And this one will be called a wide as well. Can't quite get the line right for his off-cutters, can Kenroy David. He's been good thus far, but this is the second wide in a row. Kenroy David bowling right arm over the wicket. Some good medium pace from the Polyclinic end. Over the wicket into ball to Williams. And this one is a bit quicker, a bit fuller, and it's no run. Driven back to the bowler.
Yes, this time he was certainly on target there. Nice and tight. Not giving the batter any room at all to play.
It is Kenroy David. Past the umpire into ball to Williams, who's looking to scoop this one over the wicket keeper's head. Doesn't make contact. It will be a dot ball.
Yes, certainly. David really is bowling very well at the depth here, with the change-up of the deliveries as well, and certainly outfoxing the batter there in Williams.
It's David again into ball, and he's driving straight to short, extra cover for no run. So it's been 2 wides and 2 dot balls from David. Good over thus far. Just 2 runs from it. This the penultimate over. It's 113 the score, 113 In the course of the 19th over, here comes David once again to bowl to Williams. He's looking to heave this one, gets a top edge. Keith Harrigan is going back. He can't quite get there. As Sean comes across, does the fielding, and after all that, it is only a single. It is going to be
This one of our main sponsors. I'm not, if you would come, should say a few words.
after the innings. Here comes David. He's into bowl to Gums. And it's a good slow ball once again. Gums can only push into the offside. It will be just a single. This penultimate.
Oh, okay. You can wait. They gotta go.
So 115 the score. As the field changes over, they have a long off in place, deep extra cover, a deep cover point, a long on, and a deep mid wicket. As David comes in now into bowl to Williams. Williams is driving down towards the long off region. He gets only a single. He's on to 40. And 116 is the score. So at the end of 19 overs, it is the Beamers who won the toss, chose the bat. They are 116 for the loss of 3 wickets.
116 for the loss of 3 wickets, the Beamers, and I am not too sure that they will be happy with the score that they have got on the board so far. But in cricket, we say runs on the board is runs on the board. The Razor Massive team, they will certainly need to go on out there and get those runs, but 3 wickets down to be 116 heading into the final over. I would say that's very disappointing on the part of the Beamers team there, not being further ahead with all those wickets in the shed. Certainly sure that they'll not be comfortable. Certainly just after this over, we will share some words from one of our main sponsors here in that of Carita Lynn Home, Walgreen. You will hear from her as soon as we close the innings here for the Beamers. Without our sponsors, it's not possible for us to really pull off this tournament, and she has graced our presence here in the commentators box, and we'll certainly be willing to hear from her just after this over.
Well, I have a stat for you. The Beamers at the death have gone at 4.75 runs and over. It's been Test cricket they've played.
Just a tad bit better than Test cricket.
Sean Hodge. He's into bowl now to Williams, and he's driving into the offside is Williams. He will get one, at least one. It's in the gap, and they will get 2. He's on to 42. He'll be chasing his half-century, Williams, but he will have to strike some boundaries to get there because he's not running very freely at all. It's been a good bowling effort from the Razor Massives. 118 the score, 118 for the loss of 3. Hodge. He is now past the umpire into bowl to Williams. Williams backs away. He backed away and he left the ball. It's going to be a dot ball. Sean Hodge, he's bowled very well thus far. It's been good death bowling all around from the Razor Massives, from David to Burton and now Hodge. Hodge once again turning past the umpire now into bowl to Williams. This one is shorter and faster and pulled down towards the long on region. Fungi does the fielding. Sorry, towards the square leg region. Fungi does the fielding. It will be a single. $119 for 3 wickets lost at 7:30 and 36. It's been a big partnership here, but they've taken very long to accumulate these runs. As now he is sending back Lanville Harrigan to the mid-wicket boundary. I don't think he's fielded that mid-wicket for maybe, 20, 30 years?
Yes.
But the big man Lanville, he is down at the mid-wicket boundary. Hodge. Over the wicket into ball to Gums, and Gums trying to heave, missing completely. Throw comes in. Wicketkeeper cannot field, and Williams will make it home safely. So they get a bye. 120 the score has moved on to 120 in the course of the 20th over. They've batted really slowly, have the Beamers. Don't know if it's a product of the conditions, it's been overcast, or is it the pitch, or is it just maybe a mental thing? We'll have to see. But it's going to be Hodge past the umpire. He's into ball to Damian Williams, and Williams is chipping one over the extra cover fielder. It will plug there. Doesn't even get a 30-yard six, but he does get 2 runs. Didn't even hit that one 30 yards, but he was able to get 2. Lanville not able to get across there from short extra cover. Here comes Ashawn Hodge over the wicket. He's into ball now, and Williams is pulling this one down towards long on. Kenroy David will do the fielding, and it will be a single, and that will be all as well. So at the end of 20 overs, it's been very slow batting from the Beamers. They are 123. They finish on 123 for the loss of 3 wickets. It's not the Razor Massives have not taken many wickets, but they've consolidated and they've contained the runs really very well. A very good bowling performance. Williams will finish on 43. Gums, I believe, he was in the 20s, didn't cross the 30-run mark, and they have not been able to score at the pace they would have liked to. So at the end of the innings, the Beamers, having won the toss and chosen to bat, they finish on 123 for the loss of 3 wickets.
Yes, and just to say a pleasant good afternoon to all the folks. I will just have a few minutes with one of our main sponsors, Carita Lindholm, and certainly she will just come and say a few words, talk about her family a bit, talk about the sponsorship. And Carita, we are certainly happy to have you here in Anguilla, part of the family, and being one of the main sponsors for this cricket tournament. How have you enjoyed it so far?
It's wonderful, but I am still on a very steep learning curve, as we all are. You know, we come from the Nordic countries, we come from Finland, and we're not part of the Commonwealth, so cricket to us is not anything that we have been used to. I have seen my first cricket game here on the island, as has my family. I also would like to remark that it is rather difficult to understand the rules because everybody knows them so well. There is so much tacit knowledge, so we are all struggling to understand exactly what is always going on. We're getting better, but we're not accomplished yet. But I would like to make one further comment. I think team sport for both sexes, all sexes, is an important one, but it seems to me, I only have 3 daughters, so I shouldn't offer too much of an opinion on young men, but there is so much energy, and I think it's important to channel it.
Yes.
And to learn discipline. And I'd much rather see them fight it out here on the cricket field than in some other fora.
Yes.
So I will end this and not take up too much airtime. People didn't come here to listen to me. But I will add to say that we live in Sandy Hill.
Okay, Sandy Hill.
So in East End, and thereby I will not disclose
No.
whom we are supporting, but I will limit myself to saying that we live in East End, okay?
Okay, live in East End,
Okay.
so the closest team to East End would be Razor Massive. So by
Well, it's your guess. It's your guess, Mr. Rogers.
my guess, yes, but
Yeah. It's
we
a
are
fair guess. It's a fair guess. It's a fair
we are
guess.
indeed extremely happy that you are able to come and see some of the games, some of the matches, because we wish all of the sponsors would come and have just to feel the temperature, to be amongst the cricketers, to see what goes on, and we are happy that you have taken that time out,
Of course.
to be with us, and we are all the players. I'm speaking on their behalf. They are grateful for the sponsorship that you would have provided, and certainly we hope that you'll continue enjoying the cricket, and with your family. We are glad to have your family here with us. Seems like a large family.
Oh, it is. Well, 3 children with spouses and grandchildren. That is.
Okay.
And cousins.
And
baby,
cousins.
yeah. So, yeah.
Well, they seem to be enjoying here, and we are hoping that this won't be your first and your last.
Of course not, no. And I must say that it is fascinating just because it's so difficult to understand always
Yes.
what is understand. So I am on the receiving end. Thank you very much.
Well,
We're
when the next time you come to the park, I will have, while the commentators, while they are describing the game, you can actually see and observe and hear at the same time as to what is happening and what they're speaking about, because they'll be describing every single ball and every action that is taken over there. So you'll get a better understanding and appreciation for the sport of cricket.
Since I would have stopped already because of my profession, I'm very wordy and I try to keep it short. But I wanted to say this. I have a grandson who is being raised on Ireland.
Okay.
And I gave him already, his name is Benjamin, I gave him already some, for his 5th birthday, some lessons in cricket. So I
Okay.
hope also by following him, the grown-ups will learn in the process.
So you are a cricket coach now?
Well, it's William Burke who is doing the
William.
the coaching.
Born, yes.
And
he's a good guy.
And he's very patient too,
Yes.
with a 5-year-old boy. Yes.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's been coaching for a long time. I've known him
I asked
quite
him.
a while.
I wasn't sure that he would say yes.
Yes.
But he did say yes.
Yes.
So I now have at least a 5-year-old who understands a little bit.
Yes,
Yes.
William is a good coach, and he's been with cricket for a very long time. So I know he will do a fantastic job, and certainly your Benjamin, your grandson,
Benjamin,
right?
yes.
I'm certain that he will eventually be playing here in Anguilla, and we look forward
Well,
to.
I'd like that, of course, and we are learning through him. But I realize also that I'm not the entertainment here, so I will let those who are more worthy of these seats come and sit here.
Well, for your information, they're enjoying listening to you.
Are you sure? What else can they say? What else can they say when you ask them? What else can they say? I would like to say thank you. Thank you to everybody.
Yes.
And we'll be here as long as we are on island.
Well, and you're always welcome to come up or go anywhere.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Next time I'll call you by your first name. I know it.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
So I will
Thank
turn
you.
over to
Thank
Kelsik and Zulma and Mr. Brian. So please come.
Yeah, I should help him.
Thank you very much, Alkins. And it was wonderful to have one of our sponsors being interviewed by Mr. Rogers Dock.
This is a very good. It is very good for the brand here in Anguilla, the brand of cricket here in Anguilla. I would hope that it can continue to develop and to grow to where it will be back to where it once was, as a pillar amongst the Leeward Islands cricketing family. And speaking of the Leeward Islands cricketing family, we saw that today the Leeward Islands, they were able to wrap up a victory there over in the Regional 4-Day Championship, beating the Windward Islands with both Daniel Dorham and Rakeem Cornwall bowling well, taking all the wickets.
Yes, they've been doing very well. They defeated Trinidad, and I was watching, well, not watching, but I was following it on the cricketing world, and did very well. And we observed there that the batsmen, they're really getting in good form. The batting is very, very good so far, with Powell getting a century in one of the matches there, and then the captain getting some runs as well, and Cornwall there, the other match, getting quite some runs as well.
Yes, we've seen some good runs being scored for the Leeward Islands. Amongst the players, they've really shared the run scoring. We saw that Colin Archibald, the number 10 batsman for the Leeward Islands the other day, he scored a century. There have been some runs for Jamal Hamilton, the Anguillian, as well as Casey Carty, he scored some runs. Kieran Powell, he's been amongst the runs, as well as the man Devon Thomas.
Yes.
So they've seen that it's not really been left up to one guy for the Leeward Islands, while for some of the other sides, we've seen for Guyana, it's been a lot of Tejan Ryan Shandapal scoring these runs for them. He has, I believe, 2 centuries in a row.
Yes, he has. And also, following up on the cricket there, tomorrow will be the finals for the IPL. And we saw their Butler, Joe's Butler, getting a magnificent 106 not out.
It was a brilliant innings. I watched that innings from start to finish. It was an absolutely class innings, because it was really 2 different innings. His first half century was very attacking, a very fluid innings, and then in the middle he was hampered just a bit by the RCB spinners and Hasaranga. But towards the end, he was able to explode again when he lost his partner Sanju Sampson and Hetmeyer came to the wicket. He was able to explode again and finish off the innings in style. A grand chase for the Rajasthan Royals after a good bit of bowling by Prasid Krishna, as well as the man from the West Indies and Obed McCoy, both picking up 3 wickets.
Yes, a very good match indeed. And also, it will be interesting tomorrow to see what happens, because we have the likes of, Alzari Joseph. He's with the Gujarat Tigers, yes, and he'll be in that match. And it will be very interesting to see what happens. Should be a very good match indeed.
Well, it will be very interesting to see what happens with Alzari Joseph, because we've seen at times where he has been interchanged with Lockie Ferguson from New Zealand. They both pretty much offer the same thing, both express pace. Ferguson maybe a bit quicker, but Joseph offers maybe a bit more bounce, a bit more aggression. It will be interesting to see what happens there. While for the Royals, we know that they will have the West Indian contingent in the man Obed McCoy, as well as Shimron Hetmeyer.
Well, it will be left to the selectors tomorrow with their team, because Hetmeyer, he's an attacking batsman, 20 overs, and then if you can get him out early, same as with Joe's Butler. And to me, Doc, the feeling yesterday for the other side there with Kohli, that there would be low power. Wicketkeeper, straightforward catches, going into his gloves and then coming out. And incidentally, I don't know if you follow the cricket all the time. I think this is the 3rd time that Kohli has lost in the semi-final.
Yes, it's been 3 in a row he's made to the playoffs, and he has lost. I will get the exact teams he lost to in just a moment, but I do remember seeing that statistic a bit earlier. And Virat Kohli for the Royal Challengers Bangalore, he would have made it to the semi-finals on 3 occasions and lost all 3 times. Still looking for the exact teams that he would have lost to. We'll get that to you momentarily.
So the players are out onto the field. See the opening batsmen, they're going out for the Razor Massive, and they'll be chasing a target of 122 runs. Am I correct, scorer?
124 for victory.
124 to win, okay. 123 from the Beamers. So they have to make 124 runs from 20 overs, and that is gettable. 6.001 run per over, and that is gettable, but runs on the board are runs on the board. So we just have to wait and see what happens.
Yes, it is very much gettable total, but we know that once you have runs, you can defend them, and they will hope to be able to defend these runs, the Beamers. We know that they have a very good attack, and will they be able to, a good bowling attack, will they be able to contain the Razor Masses? We'll have to wait and see. Looks like it's Keyshawn Richardson opening the batting. He'll be batting with Kenroy David, I believe. Richardson, a left-handed batsman. And I think it will be Giovanni Gums opening the bowling. Gums bowls right arm pace. So they have been able to field a full 11 on the field, the Beamers. They do have 11 players on the field. It's 6 on the off, 3 on the leg as Gums is into bowl to Richardson, and he's dropping the pads there. Long shot goes up, but nothing from the umpire.
And that's a very good delivery. And it's coming across, it's pitched outside the leg stump from our viewpoint here and coming across the left hand. A very good delivery indeed. And umpire Calvin Hughes says not out.
He will get assistance from the breeze as well, will Gums. As it is Richardson, who's facing up now. Keyshawn Richardson. So his delivery is driving down to long off. David taking off for a single, but has to come back. It will be no run. So it's a deep third man, a deep fine leg, the men out of the circle. A slip in place. Gums to Richardson. Clipping this one to a short mid wicket. It will be another dot. Gums turning now as the slip is coming out, going into mid wicket, and don't quite know why they would take him out, because Gums is moving the ball away from the left-hander. But it will be Gums into bowl to Richardson, and Richardson is leaving this one alone. Throw to the keeper for no run. So it becomes a 5-4 field rather than a 6-3. The slip has gone to short mid-wicket, and the mid-wicket has gone over towards a square leg. As it is Gums, he's into bowl now, and Richardson is driving. Oh, what a shot there. It's racing away down to the cover boundary. He will get 4.
Very good shot indeed. And that's the ball, pitch outside the off stump, and left-hander just coming forward and stroke it nicely between cover and extra cover down to the boundary for 4. 4 lovely runs. Good way to get off the mark.
A wonderful way to get off the mark in the course of the first over. Richardson with an elegant drive, a left-hander's drive. Gums. Now into bowl again to Richardson. And that's when they wrapped him on the pads. And the keeper did well to get down and stop that one. So it will be a no run at the end of the first over. It's the Razor Massives who are chasing down 124 for victory. They are 4 without loss.
Yes, a good way to start. And we saw that Gums is getting the ball to drift away from the left-hander. First delivery there was pitch outside the leg stump and then coming back at him with the breeze that we have here at the Webster Park. And then that elegantly stroked shot there into between cover and extra cover for 4 by the batsman. Good way to start.
It will be the new bowler from the Polyclinic end. Look like it may have been Hodge for a moment, but it will not be Shaka Hodge, in fact, who's taking up the bowling. He's doing the captaining there.
Yeah, he's setting the field there for the bowler.
Is that Tyson? It will be Jonathan Tyson So it'll be pace from both ends for the Beamers. Jonathan Tyson, the right-arm fast medium bowler, will be bowling from the polyclinic end. They have a deep cover out on the boundary and a deep square leg as well. So again, not the most ordinary field setting. Nobody out behind square. Both men out are in front of square. Tyson, as this one is wrapping around the pads there, but the umpire walks away. Tyson is not really running in, he's walking in and delivering, but he's still getting good pace.
Very good pace indeed. Just a few steps in, and that one was quick, but it was down the leg side from our viewpoint here, going down the leg side and taking him on the pad.
Tyson walks in now, breaks into a jump, and this one is heaved over the mid-on fielder. He can give up the chase because this will run into the boundary for 4 runs. Good aggressive shot from Kenroy David.
Yes, good shot. All the fielders are in and just getting it over the top. And as long as it's airborne over the fieldsman, it's going to go to the boundary. So it seems as though that the tactic here is to attack the bowling from the start.
Yes, they are attacking well as Tyson is in now into Kenroy David, and David is pushing over the offside now. It's another lovely shot. Not much foot movement, just timing, and it will be 4 more runs to Kenroy David.
Yes, 12 runs on the board, all boundaries. So they're taking the attack to the Beamer bowlers, taking the attack from the start.
It was a very good shot there from Kenroy David. A good high backlift allowed him to get that one elevated over the mid-off fielder. Picked up 4 good runs.
Seems as though Captain Shaka is making some adjustment to the field. He's bringing in the sweeper. No doubt he's going to encourage the batsman to go for his shots.
It looks like he's being very reactive rather than a proactive field setting. As Tyson is in again to Kenroy David. And, David was a bit early on that drive. But from my vantage point, it looks like he is changing his field based on when the batsman hits the ball.
Exactly. That's exactly what is happening here, Doc. That's what is happening.
So it's gone from a deep cover and a deep square leg to now a long on and a long off. The 2 men out of the circle. As it's Tyson, he's into bowl to Kenroy David, and to this delivery, David is trying to turn this one down the leg side. Didn't make contact. It will be a wide, called and signaled by the umpire. On to 13 now. 13 in the course of this over number 2. Bowled by Jonathan Tyson, the right arm pacer. It's Kenroy David on strike now, being partnered by Kishon Richardson. As Tyson passes the umpire now, he's into bowl to David, and David is heaving down towards long off. There's a man out there. He can't get anywhere near it. It will be 6 runs. 4, sorry. It was 4 runs. That's poor fielding. I think the wind pushed it away from him. So his last-ditch effort couldn't quite get there. The umpire has not made a signal yet. Did it bounce inside or outside? He will say it's 4 runs.
Yes, and Doc, I realize what is happening. What the captain is doing, he's setting him up. He's setting him up, and that's exactly what he wanted to do there with that shot. But fortunately for the batsman, it was airborne, and the wind took it away from the fielder.
Well, if you're going to set him up, you have to get your best fielders in that position. He has Akeem Sonos, who's a good fielder. He has Giovanni Gumps, who's a good fielder. The captain himself is a good fielder. He can put them down there on the boundary to take those catches.
Now he's changing the field.
He's changing the field once again. Now, changing the parcel on the field, actually, but he's also pushed his long off wider, a lot wider. He's almost at a deep extra cover rather than a long off. Swinging ball driven down the ground, maybe in danger of going for 4. As the long off is very wide. It will be Jonathan Tyson into bowl to Kenroy David, and it's a full toss. David trying to drive, doesn't make good contact, but does in fact get a single. So at the end of the second over, it has been a good start from the Razor Massives. David is on 9, and they are 18 for no loss.
Yes, very good indeed. 9 runs per over. Going at 20 overs, 124 runs. Good going here for the Razor Massive. And the Razor Massive, the tactic here is to attack the bowling from the word go. And we saw there that the Beamers did not really go at the bowling the way they should have. Because as we would observe that 123 runs is way on the par for this wicket. And as we know, in cricket, runs on the board are runs on the board. But you never know. 124, and they're now 18 without loss from 2.
It will be Gomes to continue. Giovanni Gomes, the right-arm medium pacer. As the field has been changed once again. They have a long on the boundary, and now the long off is going into place as well. Third man and fine leg in the circle, as well as a cover point cover, an extra cover, a mid-wicket square leg, backward square leg. As Gomes and David trying to heave, it was a slow delivery, and they scampered through for a single as the keeper could not collect cleanly. It will be a bye. The score is on to 19. 19 for no loss, as it brings Keyshawn Richardson back on to strike for the first time since the first over. Richardson, the left-arm batsman, left-arm all-rounder. He bowls left-arm spin. He's a wicket keeper as well as being an opening batsman. They have now changed the field to implement a deep cover and called in the long on. So it's a long off and a deep cover. No slip in place. Extra cover goes across to cover. Shaka Hodge goes to short extra. Not a very orthodox field, but it will be Gomes. He's into bowl to Richardson, and he drives it straight down the ground to exactly where they moved the fielder from. It will be 4 runs. They took the man from long off, they moved him to a deep extra cover, and it was driven down towards long off for 4 runs.
Well, you know, that is what I've been saying all along, that the field placing during this tournament last year and this year is a lot left to be desired. And it seems as though, as you mentioned earlier, Doc, that the captains are just, where you believe the man is going to hit the ball, he's going to put a man there.
Comes again to bowl to Richardson. This one down the leg side, trying too hard to correct his line. It will be a wide.
Yes, the tactic here is to go at the bowling from the start, so that they would, in the end, they'll just push slowly along, getting the runs, as many runs as possible in the first 6 overs.
It is 24 the score, as it will be Gomes again. And that's a wonderful shot there from Keyshawn Richardson, just swiveling it off the hips, and it will go into the boundary for 4. A Shenda Paulette shot, just swiveling this one down towards the deep backward square region, and it will be 4 runs.
Not very good shot indeed, very, very good shot. And the bowler is changing his line now, as seems to me as every delivery he's changing his line of attack. One thing that I observed too is that he had a slip in place and he has removed the slip.
Gomes, and again, and Richardson clips this one again, but the backward square leg fielder can get there. It will be no run.
And he has changed his line of attack. He's going around the wicket.
As that will assist him in getting his line correct. I think he's trying to target the body of Richardson, not trying to get him to free his arms. Gomes, and again to bowl to Richardson, as this one is outside the line of the off stump. Richardson drives Only as far as the fielder, he will get no runner.
No doubt we will soon see the spinners into the attack here, as these guys are going really at the runs.
Gums to Richardson, again trying to drive and can't make contact this time. So the over has come to an end, and at the end of 3 overs, it's the Razor Massives who are 28 for the loss of nothing.
9
20.
runs per over. Good going here from the Razor Massive, taking the attack to the Beamers bowlers. And the sun is not with us in all its splendor, but it's a bit humid. But it's good light for cricket.
Yes, it has been very humid here today. And the Razor Massives, they have started off very well on this chase, as you mentioned, going at above 9 runs and over, with Kenroy David and Keyshawn Richardson getting off to a quick start. This is exactly what Captain Ashawn Hodge would have wanted. Tyson will continue. Right arm over the wicket, into his run now, into ball to David. It's flicked away down towards the fine leg region. It will race away, but it won't get to the boundary. Stop, no, that's poor fielding. He could have stopped it, he should have stopped it. He went down too early, he missed it. It's young Jad Hunt there, I believe, who couldn't get the fielding done. It's 4 runs to Kenroy David.
Yes, a bad miss there by the youngster, bad miss. Went down too early and the ball just eluded him. He was going after it gallantly, but unfortunately, the ball eluded him to the boundary.
Well, it will be Tyson to continue. Not getting much help from his fielders at all. Tyson into ball to David. David is driving. Oh, that's a shot and a half there from Kenroy David. Opening the face and driving with some fury through cover. That's 4 runs.
Wow, they're really, this is over number 4, right? And it's what,
36.
36, 9 runs per over so far. Wow, they're really not wasting any time in getting this, in trying to reach this 124 runs. Really going at it.
What a shot there from Kenroy David. Tyson in again. He's into ball to David once again. David drives down the ground. Man of the long off boundary comes across. He can't field cleanly initially. They will come back. No, they won't come back for the second. Richardson had took off, but David decided against it. Just a single.
The bowler tried to stop that one, but he really had some power into that shot. And the guy, the fieldman there at long off, was able to come around and cut it off, but he had a fumble, but he recovered quickly and only cost 1 run.
Well, I know that Richardson, he likes pace on the ball. He would like this pace from Jonathan Tyson. He's bowling with good pace, and he will look to drive this one. Richardson, if it is full. I think Tyson may have to pull his line back just a bit. His length, sorry, just a bit, as it will be Tyson again to Richardson. Fuller and driven, but straight to the cover point fielder. I think that, again, Tyson, he will have to pull back his length because he's making it easy for the batsman to drive him off of a length. Tyson turns. The umpire is in a conversation, but he will allow Tyson to continue now. Tyson over the wicket to Richardson, and Richardson is driving straight to short extra cover. Straight to short extra cover, and he has given away his wicket, Keyshawn Richardson. He timed it well, couldn't keep it down, and the short extra cover dealt with that one rather easily. Tyson has his man. Richardson goes for 12. Caught off the bowling of Jonathan Tyson.
Wow. Straight at him. Straight. He didn't have to move 1 inch. All he had to do, make sure the ball is in his hands.
37 for 1.
Saw that ball all the way and decided that he was going to bang it into the outside, but didn't get the elevation he wanted, and there he lost his wicket.
It's Keyshawn Richardson who was gone for 12. He was caught off the bowling of Jonathan Tyson, really giving away his wicket because it was a good shot, but he couldn't keep it down, as it looks like it's going to be Sherwin Peters, who is the new batsman. It'll be Peters, a powerful right-handed batsman, I do believe. Would have played for the Leeward Islands previously, I believe, as well as playing in St. Martin in the St. Martin Premier League for the Spartans franchise.
Who won that game in St. Martin last week?
Not exactly sure.
But last week was the St.
I think it may have been the Spartans who won. We'll have to get confirmation, but I think it would have been the Spartans. But he is in.
The cricket in St. Martin is finished.
I think it has been completed.
Okay.
And I don't think we will have any more postponements or delays for this AFL season. Tomorrow that there will be no cricket, but I think next week we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming here in this APL season. It will be Peters, who is the new batsman. He's on strike as well, Sherwin Peters, the right-handed batsman, batting at number 3. So as Sean Hodge, he has gone down the order. Probably will come in at 4.
4 or 5, because it's not too many runs, but you never know.
They also have Richard Burton and Rolando Wright, who can bat as well high up the order. Here comes Jonathan Tyson to the new man and Peters, and to this delivery, Peters is driving down towards long on. He will get a single. Peters is off the mark immediately. He is on 1. Score has moved on by 1 to 38. And at the end of 4 overs, they are moving quickly, going at above 9 runs and over. It is the Razor Massives 38 for 1. And after some final words from Celtic, the next voice you will hear on the hot seat is going to be their man, John Millington.
Very good going here by the Razor Massive. 4 overs and some 30-odd runs. Really, really going at it today. And enjoy the rest of your cricket. The next voice you'll hear is the man Tony.
So, a double change. Tony slips in the comments chair. And there is a triple change, because in the middle we're going to see Shaka Hodge taking over from Giovanni Gums. So Shaka Hodge looking to defend 123 scored by the Beamers. Remember earlier in the day, Beamers winning the toss, choosing to bat. And they score 123 for 3 wickets. And that's not what they would have wanted. Not an ideal total, but it's what they score now, it's what they will have to defend. Shaka Hodge, right arm off spin, right arm over the wicket. Moves away from us to bowl to Peters. Peters is coming forward stylishly. Leeward Island, St. Martin, Leeward Island, all around. Here is Hodge to bowl to Peters. Bowl to Peters. Peters is pulling this one. Well, that is 4. You can give up. You can save your leg. Save your legs, Giovanni Gums and Lewis. That's gone away for 4. Splitting the mid wicket and the long on. And it goes away for 4 through corner. Peters moves on by 4. He's on 5. And the total moves on to 42. Here is Hodge to bowl to Peters. Peters is driving to the left of Hodge. You can't score. Saunders is right on the circle. He fails, no run resulting. Hodge going through this over very quickly to bowl to Peters. Peters is getting a full toss. He pulls to mid-wicket. Giovanni Gums is in attendance. Can't stop the single. Total moves on to 43. And Peters, he's on to 6. Shaka Hodge looks to take a new run-up. Bowling mat. It is David who takes a new mark from umpire Calvin Hughes. Hodge moves away from us to bowl to David is going to his screen, looking to flick this one on the onside. Ball ricocheting off the pad of the wicket keeper wide. Signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 1 to 44. Extras moves on by 1. Beamers. Henry's a massive, yet to get off the mark on the point standing. Beamers 2 out of 2 losses. Here is Hodge to bowl to the big man is in the air. Giovanni Gum takes the catch. And the dangerous Peters goes. Peters, veteran versus veteran, and it is Shaka Hodge who wins the battle. Slower ball, he slowed it up, took the pace off, and there was Peters going through with the shot and could have only picked out the man. He was looking to go straight back to Cow Corner, and because it was slower, he tugged it wider than he wanted to, and he picked out Giovanni Gums.
Yes, and that's the back of Peters there. Came in to the crease, but is leaving swiftly after picking up some 6 runs with a boundary in between there. It was the veteran there in Shaka Hodge who would have outfoxed him, set the field properly, and given him the opportunity to free himself at that point, not being able to clear the fielder there in Gums. And a good wicket there to the Beamers, because the Razor Massive, they have been scoring at a very brisk pace here, looking to end this game very quickly. And had Peters stayed there for any considerable amount of overs, we might have been out of here earlier than we would have expected. But kudos to Shaka Hodge in coming back and picking Peters up, Millie.
Yes, he's a no-nonsense type of batsman, Peters. But seeing the back of Peters is what the Razor Massive didn't want. It's what the Beamers dearly wanted. And Shaka Hodge bringing himself on from this, the commentator's booth in, and has strike a big fish. Well, he would want to split this partnership as well. It's David and Ashan Hodge, and it's a top-heavy batting order. The Beamers here, that's the Razor Massive. Shaka Hodge keeping Ashan Hodge in check and saying you got to stay in your crease. Don't look for any advantage here. Don't look for any head start over me, lad. I've been a veteran in this thing. I will run you out. Stay in your crease. And is he given out? Is he given out? He has been given out. He has been given run out. He's gone. He's gone. He's run out. He has been given run out. So Ashan Hodge goes backing up. And Ashan Hodge goes, you know, this was an argument I heard. It's not the type of cricket that you want, but the batsman should not look for an advantage. The bowler did the right thing. There is nothing in the law. The law gives him right to do that. He has used the law of the game. It is part of cricket that has been an arguable point over the years. But Ashan Hodge looking for an advantage, backing up down the wicket, and he has been run out by Shaka Hodge.
Well, the question to ask, Millie, is did they appeal after?
Of course, he knocked the bails off and he appealed. He turned to the umpire, he appealed, and there was a discussion, and he had no doubt, no hesitation, but send him out, run out.
Well, I think what happened?
He's run out backing up. I remember it was either in the finals or in the semi-finals when West Indies were playing in under 19. There was an argument, and I remember Ian Bishop was on commentaries, and you know the other commentators wanted to say, you know, it is negative cricket, but it cannot be negative cricket when the batsman was looking for an advantage, clearly looking for an advantage. If the bowler oversteps the crease, he's called a no ball. So why, as a batsman, you want to a head start? And Shaka Hodge was saying, you're not going to get one over me today.
Well, we have seen Shaka done this on a number of occasions, especially in this particular tournament, where he has really checked the batsman as to say, that is not going to work with me. And you would want to think that the batters from the other team will be mindful of that as well, because at this time he wasn't so forgiving to Ashan Hodge, because we have seen him check the batter and did not appeal, but on this occasion maybe saying, well, we don't have enough runs on the board, so I'm going to take all that's been given to me in order to force a win here.
The new batsman is Morton. Morton strolls to the crease. Well, he's given him his warning card early. Don't try to get a head start. I will run you out. Hodge to bowl to David down the next side. Swung away 4 runs. Poor bit of bowling there by Hodge. And Hodge says, he puts his hands up and says, sorry guys, that's my bad. I got you 2 wickets in the over, so you can forgive me. But it is David who moves on to 22 and the total 48 for 3.
Yes, all the Beamers, the Razor Massive, will certainly be very upset in the manner in which they would have lost their captain in Ashan Hodge. But I would think they can rest easy as well, because they are at the moment scoring some 9 runs and over and are well on their way in the grand scheme of things. If they are able to consolidate with what they have started with before, they should be able to at least reach this total. But then again, like we say as always, cricket is certainly a game of glorious uncertainties.
Yes, we have seen stranger things happen in the game. At the end of over number 5, it is 48 for 3. 48 for 3. Some 2 wickets going down in that. The fifth over. We saw Sherwin Peters after hitting Shaka Hodge for 4, coming back and Shaka Hodge outfoxing him, getting him caught on the mid-wicket boundary, and then running out Ashan Hodge looking for an advantage, a head start, and he was caught out of his crease and he was run out. Given run out by the umpire. It's going to be Jonathan Tice, so he's going to continue from the Central Polyclinic end, and he's going to be bowling to Burton. Burton looks around, a diminutive figure. Burton waits for Tyson. Tyson looks like a Bumrah. Bumrah doesn't have a run-up to speak about, and so does Jonathan Tyson. He walks more than he runs, but he gets to the ball to nip through. He gets some movement on the ball as well. Jonathan Tyson, man on the deep extra cover boundary, the only man out of the circle. Here is Tyson, moves away to bowl to Morton. Morton is cutting this one, but straight to the man at point. Giovanni Gums is in attendance. No run resulting. Score remains on 48. 48 for 3. In the course of over number 6. A very healthy run rate. BMIs will want to continue to take wickets with hard-hitting Landville Harrigan's yet to come. Here is Jonathan Tyson to bowl to Burton. Bowls to Burton. Burton is coming forward and getting this one past a short third. This is going to run close to the fence. It will not get there. They have gone for 1. Will come back for a second. They are going to look for 3. David is coming back. The return goes in, but they are going to get the 3 runs quite easily. 3 runs to Burton. Burton is off the mark. He's on 3. It is now a 51 for 3. Wickets going in the score on 37. 44 and 44. And David, who has taken liking to the Tyson, is back on strike. Will sees the long on and long off out. A ring of feelers on the on and off side. Shot fine. Here is Jonathan Tyson. Tosses the ball from hand to hand. Waits as the shot fine is now been moved to a short third man. And the backward square has been moved now to shot fine. Here is Tyson to bowl to David. Bowls to David. David is getting this one. It's in there. Oh, and it's going to run close to the fence. It may not get there. It may not have the legs to get into the boundary. Fielded now by John. And they get 2 runs. So 2 more to the total. Total moves on to 53. 53, and David is on to, is into the 20s. He is on 20. David is on 28. 28 says the scorer, not 18. Previous scorer. Doc Short cut me there somewhere. So here is Tyson to bowl to David. Bowls to David. David to this delivery. He's coming in the wicket and walking down the onside. Ball coming off the pad. Not out, says umpire Webster. Walks away and says, no, that's not out. That one was going down the leg side and it was high. So Peters went for 6. Hodge for no score. Here is Kishon. He went for 12. Here is Tyson to bowl to David. Passes umpire, bowl to David. David to the delivery. He's getting one of these coming back. From not out, says the umpire. The end of the over, number 6. It is a 53 for 3 in search of 124 for victory, and the Razor Massive are well on their way.
Well on the way is the Razor Massive. The Beamers just looking to peg things back just a little bit. Not bad over there from Tyson. Was not heavily scored from in terms of over and the production of scoring that we have seen from these batters for the Razor Massive so far. And so we can say 2 good overs there by the Beamers. They were looking to squeeze trot of overs where they can really put some pressure on the Razor Massive. They have not got a lot of runs to play with, and a good start so far for the Razor Massive. They will look certainly to continue just to consolidate after losing 2 quick wickets and make sure that they push on to that winning total of 124 million.
Yes, well, I'm not sure that I would have pushed, even it's the end of the power play, I'm not sure I would have pushed the field out just yet. I would have been asking Morton, have an in-out field and ask Morton to go over the top. With this field, he could just push the singles, and there's absolutely no problem with getting the remaining runs. Here is going to be Saunders, who's going to go away. Left a leggy, a wrist spinner. There's a Sanders to bowl to Morton. Bowls to Morton. Morton is hitting this one straight back over the head of Sanders. The man off the boundary is Vigliff. He sends the return. Score moves on to 54. And Morton is on by 1 to 4. Remember last time around in season 1, Vigliff would have played for the Razor Massive. Here is Sanders. Sets his field, and he's asking Hodge to on the mid-wicket boundary. There is a man at backward square, mid-wicket, long on, long off, deep extra cover, the man out. Here is Sanders to bowl to David, bowls to David. David is hitting this one, it's in the air, he could be out. Mentos gets under it and takes the catch. Wasn't Mentos takes the catch. The hard-hitting David goes. There was absolutely no need for that. And David goes. Caught Mentos, bowl Sanders for 28. And, well, a spot of butter. A spot of butter. Good start, but not sensible batting. The wickets are tumbling. That's wicket number 4. And it's 53. Right strolls to the wicket, but not a good looking shot there, Tony.
Not at all. Not a good shot from a set batter there in David. Just gave it all away. Having set the platform, certainly showing that he was scoring more than a runner ball, and just literally gave a gentle catch there to the fielder there, and a wicket to Saunders. Beamers, they certainly still feel that the Razor Massive could be a team that is vulnerable in terms of chasing. We have seen where they were given the opportunity to chase in their first turn at bat in this competition, and didn't do too well, being bowled out by the Pointers. And so maybe just drawing from that experience, the Beamers probably saying to themselves, as if we can squeeze and put the pressure on, we can certainly be in things here this afternoon.
I'm not sure when we are going to get that new rule in. I'll speak about that just now. Here is Sanders to bowl to Morton. Morton is hitting this one and down to long off. Giovanni Gums moves off the boundary. They're looking for 2. They will not get it because Giovanni Gums gets a throw in very quickly. And Morton moves on by 1. He's on 5. And the total to 55. 55 for 4 in the course of over number 7. 7 or 8, number 7? Yeah. Here is the man. This one's a short one. Oh, good run, good single. Right. Just playing it up on the onside and gets 1 on the offside. Total moves on to 56. 56, right, is off the mark. He's on 1. Here is Saunders over number 7. Bowls to Morton. Morton is getting one that is short and pull well 4 runs. Well, you will always get that from wrist spinner. You will get that shot, the one that he pulls down. On that occasion, he pulled it down. It was badly lined. It was short. And Morton said, thank you very much. And all the fathers they give, I'll accept it. Total moves on by 4 to 16. Morton is on 9, right? Is with him. He's on 1. Here is Saunders. Saunders Moores is over his head again. And Vigliff is in attendance. Feels well. Sends the return to Saunders. Total moves on by 1 to 61. 61 at the end of over number 7. It is 61. Some 8 runs from that over. 61 for 4.
Yes, 61 for 4. The Beamers, they still have a solid and sound batter there in Morton, and I'm certainly sure that he will not be looking to give it away like David just did. I'm certainly sure that he will look to push on and to make sure he carried the Beamers as close to the score as much as possible. On the other hand, the Beamers in the field are saying, well, if we can just maybe pick 1 or 2 of these batters, more so Morton, then we can still be further and make further inroads into this Beamers batting lineup. The hard-hitting batter there in Lanville, Harrigan, is still in the shed, Millington, but we know of his experience and his capability, but in terms of his physical stature to really move the team, that leaves a lot to see.
Well, it's going to be Vigliff. It's going to be Viggy. It's going to be Gums, who's going to take up the attack from the far end. It's going to be Gums. Not sure when last he picked up a ball. Not sure he picked up a ball since season 1. Nonetheless, here is Gums. Runs away, and he will have to stop. Webster put his hand out. I'm not sure why. And dead ball signal. But I'm speaking about that rule, Tony, where when the catch is taken, when the new batsman have to face the music. Here is Gums to bowl to Morton. Morton is chipping and hitting this one pass on the bounce, pass Vigliff. Along off Fields. Can't stop 1. Total moves on to 62. And Morton is on to 11. So the new rule is when the catch is taken, doesn't matter whether or not the batsman cross, the new batter would have to be on strike. And we have not enforced that rule just yet here. It's going to be Gums. He will be bowling to right. Gums, who would have played season 1 for Razor Massive. He's playing season 2 for the Beamers. Franchise cricket it is. Here is Gums to bowl to right. Bowls to right. Right gets getting a shot. Got it! Oh, just dropping short of the man, Diving Lewis. Just dropping short of the man, Michael Lewis there. Good diving effort. And Lewis is always difficult diving forward. He was moving to his left and diving forward. That's a good attempt. Would have dearly loved to get his hand under that one. See in the back of a right in this over. Here is Gums again. Turns at the top of his mark from the central polyclinic end. Runs away past umpire Webster. Ball to right. Right to the silver is getting one shot. And again looking for a big slash outside the line of the off stump. Not reading the bounce of that one. The one goes over the top of the bat. Not taken cleanly by Williams. Williams would have picked up an injury. Pulled his hamstring while batting. And it was reported that's what I got from the dressing room, why they were not able to take those extra runs. He would have sustained a bit of injury. Here is Gums, the ball to right, past the umpire, ball to right. Right is, again, this one is going to be called a wide, yes. Pitch just on about the line and was going wider. Total moves on by 1 to 63. 63 it is for 4. Well, it can be a very ticklish position if by 75 they lose their 5th wicket. What a place to be. It is going to be Gums to bowl to right. Gums passes the umpire, ball to right. Right is getting on short and he's helping away. Through backward square, runs here. Kerry is in hot pursuit. They have gone for one. Will come back for a second. It took some time. Right took a year and a half to get back up. But in the end, he got back up, you know. He looked like one of those sailboats when the dock too far out and the wind is against you and you're trying to get back up.
Yes.
Well. You know, I would have heard a bit about sailing. Here is Gums, the ball to right. Balls to right. Right is getting a slow ball. And this one could be, it's not called. Is it called no ball? Is it called no ball? Is it no? Well, it was just about thereabout. Luckily, it's a free hit. It's a no ball. Is it? They're going to consult. I'm seeing that signal coming from the square leg. Who is saying? But I didn't see his arm go out. I didn't see him. I didn't see the arm go out. And it seemed like it's going to be called a no ball. It is now called a no ball. It's called a no ball. And so it's 2 runs. So the total is 67 scorer. Is it 67 or 66? 67. Here is Gums to bowl a free hit to Morton. Morton is scampering down. Oh, good delivery. Good comeback delivery. Between bat and pad. No run resulting. Right is on 4. Morton is on 11. And the total is 67. 67 for 4 in chase of 124 for victory. Want to give them some runs. Here is Gums from the far end to bowl to Morton. Bowls to Morton, getting a slow one off the pad. No run resulting. Not a bad over for someone who wouldn't have picked up the ball for a whole year plus. Gums, some 6 runs coming off the over. 67 for 4 at the end of over number 8.
Yes, and pulling back the scoring, they were going at a fast clip of 9 per over. They're certainly down to possibly maybe about just about 7 runs, 7.8, 5 runs, and over there the Razor Massive after the really brisk start. And so the Beamers, and I think that's due to the fact that they would have lost a real couple of their batters in Richardson and David and Peters, then giving it away. The Beamers has certainly come back good here. As I say, welcome back to Doc.
Yes, well, 67 for 4 is the score after 8. They are going at a reasonable rate to chase down this target, but they have lost 4 wickets. Saunders will continue. He will have to restart this run. Akeem Saunders. Bowling right arm leg breaks over the wicket. This one flighted up and right tries to drive. can't make good contact, it will be a dot ball. Wright is on 4. He is partnered by Richard Burton on 11. As this one is turning, and off the edge there. Off the edge, was able to pick up a single. Was back and looking to cut, but the ball turned away from him, bounced just a bit, and Wright was only able to find the top edge. Saunders again into Burton. Burton down the track, taking a very big heave. He missed it. Keeper Williams missed it, and they will get 2 byes. They're on to 70 for the loss of 4 wickets. 70 for 4. Chasing 124 for victory, the Razor Massives. Their first victory here in this APL. Driven back down the ground for no run. Razor Massives, they had 1 victory all of last year that got them to 3rd place, and they're looking to get their first one for this year. Good ball again by Saunders, but Burton turns it into the vacant lakeside area. Bowler does the fielding himself, but it will be a single. It brings Wright back on to strike. As Saunders turns, and Wright plays this one down into the leg side and towards the mid-wicket region. The field is spread, so they get a single. It's a very defensive field, I must say. Wright is on to 6. The score moves on to 72 at the end of 9. It is the Razor Massives in pursuit of 124. They are 72 for 4.
72 for 4, Doc, and still steadily going is the Razor Massive. And like you mentioned, they would have had that solitary game that they won in last year's competition, and so far have played 1 match in this year's tournament. Didn't chase well against the Pointers, but this time it seems as though they are certainly on their way, having to chase just 123 runs at 124 for victory. Have set themselves a good platform and are looking to continue. The Beamers, on the other hand, they have certainly not looked the team like they were last year, and they're clinging on for dear life to see if they can defend the 123 runs that they would have scored in their turn at bat.
There will be a change in bowling for the Beamers. Looks like, will it be Wazim Mentos, the left arm off spinner, will be coming into the attack now from the Polyclinic end. He'll be replacing Viglif Gums, so just 1 over for Viggy in this spell. Mentos around the wicket, and Wright looking to drive, doesn't make good contact. It trickles down towards the mid-wicket fielder for no run. Wazim Mentos turns quickly now into ball to Rolando Wright. This one flighted up. Wright looking to drive. Again, not making good contact. Fielded once again by Shaka Hodge at mid-wicket. Well, more from mid-on region this time. Again, no run. Long off, long on. Deep square leg, deep backward square leg, and a super on the offside. The men out. Mentos. And again to Wright. Flighting this one up, and somehow that beats everything. They didn't go for a single. In the end, it will be a dot ball.
Yes. Mentos looking really good here in his first over, Doc.
We saw last year was a Mentos bowls very well. He provided the perfect foil for Yannick Leonard last year. Both of them bowling left arm spin. They would have Yannick Leonard to deal with. And then right after him, they had Mentos coming in. And he's in again now into bowl to Wright. Wright dabbing this one down to the offside. The fielder can't collect cleanly initially. They get a single. Right, moves on to 7, and the score is on to 73 here in the course of the 10th over. 73 now for 4. Wickets lost at 37, then 2 at 44, then 54. As Mentos will be going over the wicket now with his left arm spinner. And he'll be bowling to the left-handed Richard Burton. Mentos into Burton, and good bounce there from a Mentos. So Burton turns it into the leg side and he gets a single. They're just ticking along the score, the Razor Massives. Not quite looking for any boundaries. They don't need any boundaries. They are well above the required run rate, which was just above 6 at the beginning of the innings. They are going at well over 7 right now. The Razor Massives, as it will be Mentos once again into bowl to Rolando right down and looking. Well, he can only just block it down there. A very casual shot. Just push down towards the leg side for no run. So that will be 10 overs, and at the end of the 10th over, the Razor Massives, they are well above the required run rate. They are 74 for 4.
74 for 4. The Razor Massive at the halfway stage, just losing the 4 wickets so far, and well on their way. Maybe just needed to score another 50 runs for victory in 10 overs, so just 5 runs and over will see them there. And in the meantime, the Beamers, they will certainly welcome this water break as they look to regroup and re-strategize how they're going to approach the second half of their bowling and how best to maintain the Razor Massive from scoring. Just in case you would have joined us, the Razor Massive at their turn at bat did score some 123 runs for 3 wickets from their 20 overs. On the other hand, you might be saying for a T20 game, 3 wickets, scoring 123 runs is certainly not the way to go. But the main contributors was Mentos. He would have scored 21 from 19 balls. Gums, 28 from 43 balls. More of a test match role, Chanjapal type of batting. And Williams, 45 runs from 41 balls. And Doc, when they batted, even though they would have put on a really good partnership, some 88 runs off 86 balls, you can say that was pretty slow going, maybe just a 1 run and an over in that innings, and that would certainly be their downfall in terms of the amount of runs they have to defend here from this Razor Massive team, who has a pretty good batting lineup like you mentioned earlier on.
Yes, and I know we may have called it test batting, but I think the more appropriate term for it would be the middle over of ODI's batting, between maybe that 20th and that 35th, 40th over, that region in there. That would have been the perfect rate to go at a partnership of 82 of 80 in the middle overs of an ODI would be perfect.
Certainly.
But in a T20, it's certainly not good enough.
Yes, we have seen where 4 overs in a T20 match can change the whole grand scheme of things as to whether you win a match or whether you lose a match.
I'll do you one for not even 4, just 1 over, because we saw in the Beamers innings that 1 over from Shaquin Ferguson that went for 18. That completely changed the trajectory of their innings. That got them to over 120.
Yes, and just by way of some other sporting activities, the UEFA Champions League is up and running. Last when I checked it at the 44th minute, it was still all square between the Real Madrid and the Liverpool. And
It's
certainly,
still 0-0, but there was a chance. I think Benzema just came close based on the messages I am receiving. I think Benzema just came close, but it may have been an offside. It will be Shaka Hodge to continue. Shaka into ball to Burton, who's looking to cut. It was a bit tight on him, but he got it away and gets a single. Again, I think that if there was one man that the Razor Massives would have wanted in the wicket for this chase, it would be Richard Burton, because he doesn't score quickly, but he is able to turn over the strike, get the singles, and maintain the run rate ticking over.
yes, certainly he appears to be running an every shot.
Something that he has become renowned for here in Anguilla. As it's going to be Shaka Hodge into Rolando Wright. And Wright looking to clip this one away. It's down the leg side and racing down towards the fine leg region. He gets one and looks for the second. They get the second. It will be leg by is the signal. Score moves on to 77. Wright, he's on 7. Burton on 14. Hodge to Wright, and Wright is just going to defend this one back to the bowler. It was Peters. First was Richardson, who was caught off the bowling as Tyson, as Hodge is in again to Wright, who's back looking to cut, can't make contact. Richardson, the first wicket, caught off the bowling of Tyson, and then Peters went for 6 as he's in against Shaka, flighted up, and that's driven away furiously from Rolando Wright. It will be 4 runs. High back lift and just driven away from his presence. Too much flight there from Shaka Hodge trying to deceive the batsman, but that's exactly what Rolando Wright would have wanted. He moves on to 18. So Peters, he was gone for 6. David went for 26, I believe, as Shaka Hodge is in again, and he's forward and blocking his right. As Sean Hodge, he didn't get to face a ball, but didn't score a run either, as he was out via the man-cat style by Shaka Hodge. Run out at the non-striker's end in the run-up by the bowler. Something that's always been a topic of debate in cricket, whether it is ethical or not. We've seen many occasions. We saw it in the IPL. Was it last year or the year before with Ravichandran Ashwin? And even back to the World Cup in, was it 87, I believe, when Courtney Walsh had the opportunity against Pakistan and refused to, and in the end Pakistan won the game. Well, that was the end of the 11th over. It's 81 for 4. Mentos will continue. Mentos into bowl to Richard Burton. And Burton is climbing this one down towards the final leg region. As I will say, we'll come back to Zulma.
Thank you, Doc. It's a little overcast here at the JWP, but the game is going quite well. Razor Massive looking for a win this evening.
It will be Mentos around the wicket to Rolando Wright. Wright, he's bowled him, going for the big heave over the leg side. As Charlie Hodge would say, he was cutting cane, just swinging the blade, not making any contact with anything but air, completely whiffing on that one. The off peg is rocked back, and Rolando Wright has to go for 7.
And as Rolanda exits the field, it's a good time to tell you about our sponsors for this tournament. Some of them are Best Buy Supermarket, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete's Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, King Ocean, Republic Bank of Anguilla, Zemi Beach Hotel, Nagico Insurance, Jeris Suda and Meha J. Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and the Golf Course. And earlier today you heard from one of our sponsors, Carita Walgreen Lindum. She is now learning the game like I am. And as the team makes their positions obvious, we're answering you over to them.
It is going to be Lanville Harrigan, I believe, who is the new batsman making his way to the middle. He'll be coming in with his side, still requiring a fair few runs for victory. The game is certainly not over by any stretch of the imagination just yet. They still require 42 runs for victory. They do have 8 and a bit overs to complete it. But Mentos stays in bowling oil and he got the reward he would have wanted. It will be Mentos to continue as Lanville Harrigan to face him. As Mentos sees into bowl to Harrigan and to this delivery, Harrigan is pushing into the offside and they will scamper through for a single. Harrigan is off the mark immediately.
And the score is now 82 for 4.
83, I believe.
83?
83 for 4. 83 for 5, actually. 83 for 5 with the right just going. Being dismissed with the score on 82. It's 83 for 5 as Burton is back on strike now. We're on the course of over number 12. A very spread field for Richard Burton. He'll just try to exploit the gaps and take the single. As it's Mentos, he's now into bowl to Burton. Slower, flighted just a bit. Burton leaves it alone. As there's a slip in place by Captain Shaka Hodge in the person of Captain Shaka Hodge. As Mentos turns quickly. And once again to bowl to Burton. Burton trying to drive. Didn't. The keeper was trying to take off the bails. Couldn't quite collect the ball there. Very quick walk by, I think it's Damian Williams behind the stumps. As the Shaka has gone out of slips now into a short mid-wicket position. The two batsmen meet in the center now, make their way back to their individual creases. A deep cover, long off, long on, a deep mid-wicket, deep backward square leg, the men out. It's as it was a Mentos over the wicket to the left-handed Burton, who's back and cutting into the gap. He will get a 1. You know, Harrigan is not as quick as he used to be. It is just a single. He's on to 20 now, Richard Burton. Score moves on by 1 to 84. 84 for the loss of 5 wickets here after 12 overs. It's 84 for 5.
Yes, Doc. The game is progressing very well, and earlier I said we're a little overcast here. The wind is just about picking up, and we'd like to, at this time, thank our sponsor, Lakes World, for sponsoring $1,000 to the individual award, and we want to thank them very much, and we are asking other businesses on Anguilla to come forward and assist in sponsoring this tournament.
It looks like Akeem Saunders will bowl his second over now, I believe, or his third. He's in for a second spell, is Saunders. Into bowl to Burton, who's down the track, heaving down towards the long on region. Didn't even get the one out of the 30-yard circle. As Harrigan is back looking for 2. Throw to the bowler's end. Took a bad bounce, really. And he's back home safely. I don't know when last we saw Harrigan run 2 runs, but he was able to do so. Score has moved on to 86. 86 for 5. Burton retains the strike. Saunders sees into Burton. Flighted up. Burton drills it over the mid-wicket field. A man comes around from long on to collect. It will be just a single. So it will be Saunders to the new batsman in Harrigan, who was just on one from the one delivery he's faced. A deep backward square leg now being moved a bit squarer. Deep mid wicket and a long on, long off, deep cover. The men out of the circle. Nobody behind, square on the leg side. Saunders, he's into Harrigan, who's back and cutting powerfully in towards the extra cover region. Man comes across on the sweeper boundary. It will be just a single.
And the game is progressing nicely here with the score at 88 for 5.
So it is 88 for 5 as Saunders has to refire that one. Didn't get the run up quite right. 88 for 5, 36 required for victory. They have ample time to do it as well. Saunders and Burton will leave this one alone outside the line of the off stump. He was well across his stumps there. Saunders will turn, but has to wait as Burton is not ready. He's in now to Burton. Burton down the track and heaving powerfully down into the vacant mid-wicket region. The fielder from square leg will not get there. It will be 4 runs. A full toss and Burton capitalize well. He is on to 27. The score is on to 92. And Burton is leading this chase very well. Saunders has to get his length right. Saunders now into ball to Burton. That's a much better line and length. Harrigan runs a quick single. He is able to get there. Burton on to 28. Score moves on to 93. 93 for the loss of 5 wickets. Partnership is just 11 right now. Harrigan, the new man, he is on 2. And that is going to be the score at the end of 13 overs. After 13, it's 93 for 5.
Yes, Doc, the score's 93 for 5. And at the end of the 13th over, we've got just about 7 more overs to go. And there's a massive, of course, they're looking for a win this afternoon. And the game is progressing very nicely indeed.
Well, the 14th over is bowling now. It'll be Mentos to continue. Mentos into Burton. Burton back trying to cut. Didn't get a good read on that one there. Into the shot well too early. Goes through to the keeper for a dot ball. Mentos turns now over the wicket. Flighted up to Burton, and he yorked himself coming down the track there, Richard Burton. He's been using his feet well. Came down the track, yorked himself. Score remains 93 for 5. Mentos is into Burton. Flighted up. Mentos hits it high. Doesn't get the distance he wants, and is taken on the mid-wicket boundary. A needless shot by Richard Burton. Went for one too many big shots, and he has to go. He is gone for 28, and suddenly this game is a whole lot more interesting. It's 93 for 6.
A bit disappointing. Burton, of course, he was looking for a 6, but eventually it was caught by. We'll tell you
I
that.
think it may have been Tyson who took the catch down there.
Caught by Tyson.
Well, it will be Shaquin Ferguson, the new batsman, and he will look to make up for his bowling performance here with the bat. He was taking off the ball in his first over, bowling too many over the waist no balls, and he'll look to make up for that performance with the bat. He'll have to stay there with Glanville Harrigan. They're into their lower order now, the Razor Masses. They have a very good top order, but the batting tails off a bit quickly when you get into the lower order. Ferguson, the right-handed batsman, facing his first delivery from Mentos, bowling from the Polyclinic end. They are bringing in the field now for Ferguson. The cover is into the circle. Mid-off is 3/4 of the way back, and Shaka Hodge, he's at silly point. Flighted up, Ferguson clips it into the leg side for a single. Shaka Hodge went all the way from short extra cover to silly point. He's in there without a helmet, and I don't think he wants to stay there for Glanville Harrigan, because Harrigan will take off his head. He is moving himself back now. Mentos is in to Harrigan, who's wrapped on the pads there, calling for an LBW. He will not get it. Ferguson is on 1. The score is 94 for 5. It still requires some 30 for victory, do the Razor Massives. And again wrapped on the pads, again crying for the LBW, and again Mentos won't get it. A good over from Mentos. The score at the end of 14 is 94, I believe. 94 for 5. 96? 96, sorry. 94 for 6, actually, yes. 94 for 6.
94 for 6. And they're now entering the 14th, 15th over.
Well, the spinners have tightened the screws just a bit. It's 94 for 6. They require 30 for victory. It will be a very, very down-to-the-wire game here. They will cut it very close. Shaka Hodge, captain, has moved himself down to the deep mid-wicket boundary as Saunders is in. And Ferguson comes across, shoulders, arms. Wants no part of the leg spinner. In against Saunders. And he's dropping the pads. There is Ferguson, but impact outside the leg stump from my vantage point, and the umpire agrees, not out. Saunders turning quickly into bowl to Ferguson. Flighted up again. Ferguson drives it down towards the long on region, a bit aerially. They get 1, looking for 2. And Ferguson has to get back because Harrigan wanted no part of that second run. .95 the score, 95 for 6. With Glanville Harrigan on strike now. And Harrigan is back and defending. Just pushing that one barely off the square, no run. Saunders again. He's into ball to Harrigan. Harrigan back and cutting down towards the wideish long off region. Gets a single. On to 96, the score, 96. Season again now, Saunders. And Ferguson cuts, but cuts straight to extra cover for no run. They're moving along very slowly. They have not scored the runs that they would have wanted in these last 3 overs. At the end of 15, it is the Razor Massives 96 for 6. They have scored 3 runs since the 13th over. They've only scored the 3 runs since the 13th over. It's 96 for 6. And a game that should have been done a long time ago is suddenly looking like a very interesting chase now.
Very much so, Doc.
Mentos sees into bowl to Langeville Harrigan. Harrigan is leaving this one alone outside the line of the off stump.
Very interesting game we have on our hand. Very, very interesting game.
It will be Mentos in again. He's going to be bowling to Harrigan, trying to cut, missing that one there. Well. This game is going to go right down to the wire. Mentos, he's into Harrigan. This delivery, Harrigan is driving down to long off. He will get a single. Harrigan is on to 4. The score is on to 97. 97 for 6. As it will be Mentos. He's in now to bowl to Ferguson. Flighted up Ferguson. Drives it down towards the long on region. Maybe more of a corner region. Gets the single. On by 1 to 98 the score. Ferguson on 3. Mentos sees now into bowl to Langeville, who's chipping this one towards the long on region. Only a single.
Really tight spin bowling here, Doc. Tight spin bowling.
The spinners have tightened the screws all the way. Mentos is into Ferguson, flighted. Ferguson driving down again towards the wideish long off region. It is just a single. Score is on to 99. 100, sorry. 100 the score. At the end of 16, it's 100 for 6. And pursuit of 124, the Razor Massives, they will need 24 runs in these final 4 overs if they want to pick up the victory. And after comments from Kelsey, the next voice you will hear will be that of Millington.
Well, good over there for the Beamers getting one. They picked up some 6 runs in that over, all singles. And it's going to be interesting because you have 4 overs, which is 24 balls, and you need 24 runs, John.
Well, run a ball, you say. It's not as easy as you would want to believe. Here is Hodge to bowl to Ferguson. Ferguson is getting in behind that one, pushing in the onside, looking for a single. It's not there. You will not even get a quarter there. Hodge, the veteran, Shaka Hodge, look to Old Fox. Ferguson. Hodge moves away, bowl to Ferguson. Ferguson is coming back on his. Oh, that one was close.
That was close.
That one was very close.
Back at him, huh?
For a moment, I thought that he had gotten the stumps, but that one was close. Ferguson lives to fight another day. Hodge, from us here, moves away, bowl to Ferguson. Ferguson is coming forward. He was on officially. 1 bounce to the man at the extra cover. Can't score. Is Shaquin Ferguson. Ferguson taps away, waits for Hodge to this delivery. He's looking to dab that one pass. Fine leg doesn't score. Oh, it is the Beamers who is putting a grip on this one. Here is Hodge to bowl to Ferguson. Bowl to Ferguson, who's coming forward again. Oh, missed by the wicket keeper. And they will get a bye. They will get a bye in the process. Is it a bye or a run?
It's a run.
Oh, it's a run. It's a run. Ferguson moves on by 1 to 5 and the total to 101 for 6. Here is a ball that is Langeville is hitting down to backward square. Tyson does a field cleanly and allows for the second run to be had easily. So total moves on to 103. That is what the Beamers did not capitalize on the misfield, and we are seeing there is a massive capitalizing on what should have been 1, they turn it into 2.
Exactly, and that's exactly what happened there, John.
Yes.
You know, just as you misfield and the ball is away from you, that's the second run.
Yes.
You're on the boundary.
21 runs, 18 balls. 21 runs, 18 balls. 4 wickets in hand.
Very interesting going here. Very interesting.
103 for 6. 103 for 6. 3 overs to go.
It's going to be a bowling change from the polyclinic end. I think it's Giovanni. Yes, it looks as if it's Giovanni is going to come back in, and he's going to be bowling at the right-handed batsman here in
Shaquin Ferguson. So Shaquin Ferguson. And it's very strange that Kerry Gukaran didn't bowl a ball today. Well, not sure the reason why, but Kerry Gukaran hasn't bowled a ball. Here is Giovanni. This one is short and stayed away through the point region. They have gone for one. Shaquin is looking for a second, but not Lanville at all. He's not interested in the second run. Shaquin moves on by 1 to 6, and the total to 104. 104 the total. It's some 20 runs, 17 balls. Here is Giovanni comes to bowl to Lanville. Lanville is looking to turn that one on the onside. And this could be danger.
Yes.
This could be danger. That was a run. Shaquin was ball watching. Lanville was running through. And then that's the man goes. Shaquin Ferguson run out. And they were looking for a single there. Lanville was saying there is a run here. And he was going through for the single. Shaquin was caught in no man's land. Shaquin goes.
We keep saying this, John. Ball watching, ball watching. The ball is in front of you. There's no ball watching. It's either yes or no. And it was yes. And he stood up.
Well, I'm not sure why he stood up. Because that had he gone, he should be backing up. You should be backing up. And was he backing up? Had he backed up in the way that he should have, that would have been an easy single.
Because Lanville crossed him.
That would have been an easy
interesting
single.
Game we have on our hands here, John.
Yes.
Very interesting game. 7 wickets down.
104 for 7. 104 for 7. 19 to get. 19. It's 20 to get rather. Off 16 balls, scorer. 16 balls. 16 balls. 20 runs.
Well, this is a very interesting over. This is going to be very interesting over here from Giovanni.
Yes.
Got the wicket there run out of Ferguson, and the new batsman facing now.
Here is Giovanni. Oh, is that Keith Harrigan? Keith Harrigan, the new batsman? It is that ball. It's getting more, it's closer and closer. Here is Giovanni goes away to bowl to Keith Harrigan. Harrigan is driving straight over the top. This one is getting close to the fence. It will not get there. The return comes in. Good work there by Sanders coming on from the long on, off the long on boundary. Total moves on by 1 to 105 and 19 to get. Keith Harrigan is off the mark. Here is Giovanni going, one that is a full pitch delivery. And this would have been danger there. Well, the brothers, they will have to understand each other well here and communicate well. Giovanni comes. Coming to the close of over number 18. Boso Lanville outside the line of the off stump. A big hero. No run resulting. That's the end of over number 18 with some 12 balls to go. It's 19 runs to get.
Very, very interesting over here. Interesting. Well, we have it. This will be
18. 12 balls, Kelsick.
And how many
19 runs.
19 runs.
The game is anybody's game.
Anybody's game.
Oh.
So this will be the penultimate over. And we see, well, it's going to be Shaka Hodge who's going to bowl the penultimate over. And this one could be interesting because we know Keith Harrigan, he hits the ball very, very well. And we see a message coming out there now from the change of bat. No doubt it's a message, but he's going to take a bat out with the message from the coach.
Well, he called for a bat. He signaled for a bat.
Yes, sir.
And the bat has been taken out.
Right.
Lanville say, I need the gun, I need the gun now.
Yes, he needs the heavier one.
And he say, I don't want the helmet either. The helmet is some extra weight. I can do without it. Shaka Hodge it is. He's going to be bowling to Keith Harrigan. Keith Harrigan, too big, too huge men. But Keith Harrigan, the small of them. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Keith Harrigan. Hodge moves away from us here. The commentator's boot and bowl to Keith. That's his swinging that one away through back for square 4 runs. What a way to start this over. Oh, it is getting interesting.
Very much so, as I said.
It is getting interesting.
He can hit the ball very hard. And if Shaka
15 to get from 11.
If Shaka is going to bowl that way, the runs are going to come, because at this point of the game, you have to swing at everything.
15 to get from 11.
Let's see if Shaka can outfox Keith.
Well, and Damien is saying you have to bowl. Let him hit you down the ground, not through backward square. Total moves on to 109. Here is Hodge to bowl to Harrigan. Bowls to Harrigan outside the also. He hits this one. High, hard, handsome. 6 runs. Shaka Hodge is under the pump. And Keith Harrigan is getting the better of Shaka Hodge. It's 115. 115. Harrigan. Oh, he's a no-nonsense batsman.
Yeah, that's right, John. That's what I said. That's why I mentioned that. Because you have to go at everything at this stage of the game. You go at everything. You're not going to hold back. Wherever the ball pitches, you're going to go at it.
Keith Harrigan.
2 deliveries, 10 runs.
9 to get. Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Keith Harrigan. A full toss down the leg side. Rock on the pad, a single head. Could be a leg by. It is a leg by single. Total moves on to 116. 116 it is for 7. Lanville Harrigan is on strike. Hodge to Harrigan. In the air. You're going to get runs here. They're going to get 1. That's all there will be. As Lewis Fields, 117. 117 for 7.
We have 2 deliveries left, I think, in this over.
Here is Shaka Hodge to bowl to Keith Harrigan. And he, well, here is Hodge to bowl to Harrigan. Bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan is, wide call. But the one, didn't it come off the pad? Oh, Shaka Hodge is disgruntled with that one. But 118. Oh, he's saying that one came off the padams. That shouldn't have been called a wide. Here is Hodge to Harrigan. Bowls to Keith Harrigan. Harrigan is playing this one up the outside. Sanders Field. No run resulting. Score means 118. Here is Hodge to Harrigan. Bowls to Harrigan. Harrigan is getting a dot ball. And the end of that over. 1 over to go. 6 runs. 6 runs, 6 balls. Scorer is that 6 runs, 6 balls. 6 runs, 6 balls.
Let's see.
6 runs, 6 balls is correct.
The ball. Who will be the bowler?
6 runs, 6 balls.
And
the bowler is going to be Giovanni Gums. Giovanni Gums is going to bowl the final over. 6 runs, 6 balls. What a game. I'm sorry that we don't have a bigger crowd here, Kelsey.
Yes, I know.
What a very interesting game.
Very interesting.
We started in overcast condition. We are finishing in overcast condition. Here is Gums to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan is driving straight to the man at the extra cover. Can't score. That is Chapeau. He's there. He feels. It's a 6 runs, 5 balls. Giovanni Gums to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan is driving straight back to Gums. Can't score. 6 runs, 4 balls. Oh, it's a tense minute. Tantimol is singing her song. The fat lady, she's here. She's humming very loud.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if we get 5 runs, it's going to be a super over. Will we get the first super over? We will wait to see. Giovanni Gums. Here is Gums to bowl to Harrigan. Harrigan to the delivery is driving well. Down to long off. They've gone for 1. Looking for a second. Will they come back for it? Oh, they won't. 3 balls. 5 runs. Oh, Tantimall is at the edge of our seat. It's a Tantimall affair. 3 balls, 5 runs. It's happening right here at the JRWP. The Razors, the Beamers, they're locked in battle right here. And they're looking for their first victory of the 2022 APL Season 2. Here is Giovanni Gums. Ball number 4 with 5 to get. Here is Gums. The ball to Harrigan. Keith Harrigan taps away. Waits for Gums. He swings this one. High, hard, handsome. 6 runs. Will you believe it? Keith Harrigan has done it for the Razor Massive, and the Razor Massive are off the mark. The Beamers go down 3. Oh, what a way to end this one. Keith Harrigan said, what Tantimall affair you're talking about? This one is easy. This is a walk in the park for me. I'm tailor-made for occasions like this. And Keith Harrigan swung it away over mid-wicket, and it goes away for 6. And the Island Harbour Razor Massive walks away with their first victory.
Very good victory indeed. As we said, Tantimall was really here sitting on the oval. The last over with 3 deliveries left, and you wanted 6 runs. And that one was short. And as I mentioned to you, John, earlier, that at this point in the game, this stage of the game, the batsman is going to swing at everything. And Keith swung that one. He pulled it from outside the off stump down to the mid-wicket boundary for 4.
He had, and that was for 6, and he had to look to go wider. He had to take Harrigan wide off the off stump and ask him to hit through the offside, because if you notice what Keith has been doing, he was looking, everything was looking leg side. Yes. But Keith Harrigan came in when it seemed like the Razor Massive was under some pressure. It was Keith Harrigan with 16 off 8, scoring at some 200. Oh my, what an average.
Yes.
And Keith Harrigan doing it for the Razor Massive. The Beamers will have to regroup, and they go down further. After reaching the finals last time around in season 1, they are down 3 from 3.
3 from 3. Not good going for the Beamers. But we know that they are strong. They are very resilient team, losing 3, and no doubt in the second round we'll see what happens.
Well, earlier in the day, the Razor Massive were asked to field first. Beamers winning the toss on the captain Shaka Hodge, and they batted. When they batted, it was the Razor Massive who restricted them to the Beamers to 123 from their 20 overs. Well, the Razor Massive started, and they started well with Richardson and David. And they put on some 37 before they lost their first wicket. Well, Razor Massive was in some spot of bottom when they lost their second and third wicket on 44. It was Richardson, and then David, then Ashawn Hodge, then Ashawn Hodge run out for no score. Then we saw Morton going, then Burton. Well, the Razor Massive looked in some bother. Lanville Harrigan, the old veteran, walked to the crease, and he tried to stable the innings with Burton, but Burton gave his hand away.
Yes, he did. Absolutely.
Ferguson partnered Harrigan for a bit, but Ferguson was found the ball watching, and he gave his hand away. But the man who did the trick was the man Harrigan, Keith Harrigan. He walked to the crease, and when we thought that the Razor Massive were in a whole lot of bother, Keith said, you know what, I'm tailor-made for these occasions. He walked to the crease, and he looked as calm as a cucumber. And as calm as he looked, it is as calmly as he played. He took Shaka Hodge for some 12 or so runs in that over. And then it was 6 runs required from 6 balls in the final over. With 3 balls and only 1 run had in the over, it was 5 required from 3. Keith Harrigan tapped away at the crease, and he said, guys, I came to finish the game, and that's what I'm going to do. Giovanni Gums guilty of pitching up and pitching on the pads of Keith Harrigan, and Keith Harrigan swung it over mid-wicket, a long way over mid-wicket for 6. He ended what is the first victory and brought up what is the first victory for the Razor Massive, and handing to the Beamers their third defeat of the tournament. And so the Beamers going down 3 from 3.
And the Beamers will have to regroup. Of course, the captain was not here today, and a few of the other regular players. But all in all, it turned out to be a very good match. And John, I must say that the Beamers were guilty. They were guilty. They were short about 20 runs or so. From what we saw here this afternoon, they could have turned ones into twos. And even though that Williams, I think, had an injury, Williams should have retired. Because if you have an injury, you can't stay there, because many times, many occasions, their ones out, their twos, because Latham's fielding went on, but they did not take advantage of it. So they were short by about 15, 20 runs or so. As we would always say, they were below par in the innings they bat. But
yes,
all in all, the Massive really outplayed them today.
And the runs that they were short of are the very runs that they left out there when they batted. Well, we noticed in 1 over, they took 3 long ones that should have easily been 6 runs. It could have been 6 runs. It turned out to be 3. That could have made a big difference alone in this game. Cricket, a game of glorious uncertainty. When you bat, you have to capitalize on any and every opportunity you are given. Today, we saw the opportunities were handed to Razor Massive by those long singles that was taken by the Beamers. I said as such at one time. I went downstairs and I said as such to the captain that those runs are going to turn around and bite you. And exactly what happened today. It wasn't boundaries, but the very singles that you gave up that came around to bite you.
Yes, John.
And without sponsors, it is impossible for us to have brought you the commentaries. Impossible for the APL to be going. I'm going to vacate the seat for the lovely lady, Zulma, to run through our sponsors, because had it not been for sponsors, I'm saying to you, this will not have been possible. And as we hear some words from Kelsick, as Zulma slip into this hot seat.
Yes, folks, it was a very good match indeed, as mentioned. And we look forward to having you next week. But before we tune off, Zulma is going to update you with our sponsors.
Thank you, Kelsick. Our sponsors, we continue to thank them for contributing and sponsoring certain sections of the tournament. And we would like to hail up these guys this afternoon for sponsoring the league, the cricket league. Jeris Suda, Miha J. Suda, American University of Anguilla, Aurora Resort and Golf Club, Nagico Insurance, Carita Walgreen Lendam, you heard from her today, Zemi Beach Hotel, Republic Bank Anguilla, King Ocean, National Commercial Bank of Anguilla, Sid and Pete Supermarket, Anguilla Electronics, Safe Cargo, Best Buy Supermarket, Mega, our videographer, Mega Charles 54, Clean Stream, Radio Anguilla always ready to assist us with our live broadcast. And we'd also like to thank Class FM and Lloyd Live and 97.7 FM. And there'll be no game tomorrow. However, we will see you back here next weekend. The reason why we're not here tomorrow is because we have to prepare this park for the Anguilla Day parade that is scheduled to be held here on Monday morning, Monday Anguilla Day. And we are also inviting you to come on over and join with all Anguillians in celebrating our 55th anniversary. And we'd also like to say that Remington Lake from Lakes World will be sponsoring or has offered to sponsor an individual award in the amount of $1,000. And we want to thank Lakes World for contributing to our sponsorship. And we're also asking others to come on board and to support a worthy cause.
Yes, and thank you very much, Zulma. Well, folks, as Zulma mentioned, no cricket tomorrow. God's willing, we'll be back here next week, Saturday, when we continue with the APL. So on behalf of our commentators here this afternoon, Doc, John Millington, Fleming, Lucien Fleming, yes, we know him as Tony, Zulma Webster, our lady with the she was delivering to you folks out there, calling on the sponsors, and thanking Radio Anguilla and all the other stations that carry this broadcast. On behalf of all of us, I am Renford Kelsick, returning you to studios and invite you to join us next week, Saturday, right here at the JRWP, when we will continue with commentaries on Anguilla APL 2022. Once again, thank you for listening.